quickly 1-1 here to the leadoff hitter for the Sunrays, and that would be number 10, the right fielder, Gabe Darcy, as that pitch outside for ball 2. The Saints, since starting off 3-0, have kind of just been at 500. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, interesting. Pasillas' first start of the season. We've seen these Saints pitchers. You look at a guy like Kobe Minchie. You look at a guy like Trajan Lee. They've started out of the bullpen first, and then they've worked out of the bullpen for a little bit to get that first start. So good to see Pasillas getting the nod today.
That one just outside, runs the count full.
Talk about running the count full. Everything that Damian Pasillas throws has that arm side run to it, especially on the fastball. He's got so much break that breaks towards the righty batters away from lefty hitters.
3-2 count to Darcy. That one slapped foul out of play. Donnelly trying to get a run on it, just ran out of room.
Yeah, just chopped too far foul, and in most ballparks, I mean, the first baseman wouldn't even move. But with the dimensions here at Jackie Robinson Field, so much grass down the right and left field line, any what would be a routine foul ball comes into play as a pop-out here.
So Pasillas working in his first start. 3-2 count. The pitch. That one slapped foul. They'll do it again. Going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming to Gabe Darcy from UC San Diego. Batting .208 on the season. Went 2 for 2 in the team's last game at the Academy Barons. That was a 3-2 win. He also walked a couple of times. It's the 8th pitch of the at-bat, smoked foul. So 9-pitch at-bat so far for the leadoff hitter. Saints have Alex Burge behind the plate, Livingston, Lopez, Gordon, Donnelly round out the infield, and then Jacob Sharp, Crew McChesney, and Peter Worth from left to right. Darcy with a .264 on-base percentage. And that called strike 3. Darcy was walking towards first base thinking that he had walked, but Pasillas picks up his first strikeout of the evening. So it'll be second baseman Cesar Chavez.
And Chavez has been absolutely awesome to start the year so far, batting .407. He went 1 for 1 with a walk against the Saints earlier this year. Leads the Sunrays in batting average at .407. He's at second base today. We saw him at third base earlier when these two teams met just a couple weeks ago.
That one in there for a strike. Talk about Chavez, one of the best hitters easily on this team, batting .407. Is that one just low for ball 2? So 2-1 count to Chavez. That one slapped right towards the second baseman, Tyler Gordon. Easy throw on to first, and quickly 2 up, 2 down for Pasillas.
Batting third, left fielder from Penn, number 3.
Bring up the left fielder tonight, Gavin Collins from Bristol, Indiana, a product of UPenn. As that one hits him on the first pitch. So a runner on first for JT Crabb. Crabb just joined the team recently.
Batting fourth, catcher from St. Louis University, number 28,
committing to St. Louis University, originally at Orange Coast. Made that commitment to St. Louis University on June 7th. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1.
Love to see Pasillas working the outer half of the plate there, just guns a fastball past the batter.
JT Crab just batting 100 on the season, 1 hit in 10 at-bats, as that one is in there for strike 2. We've talked about the struggles that these Saints pitchers have once they get to 2 strikes. We saw a hit by pitch on Gavin Collins as Pasillas works the 0-2, swung on in, missed for strike 3 on the foul tip. So Pasillas gets 2 strikeouts in his first inning of work. Led to the bottom of the first inning with the Saints looking to get some action. Bottom of the first inning here in Pasadena on the mound for the Sunrays. The right-handed pitcher Brendan Morris in his second start, 5th game for the Sunrays. Played against these Saints back on June 19th in the 11-4 loss. Went 2 1/3 innings with 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, just 1 hit and 1 earned run. Leading things off, the left fielder Jacob Shart, who switched his number from 14 to 20.
Might be a laundry day or something strange over there, but I mean, didn't have that hit yesterday or in the last game between the Barons and the Saints, but he still has got hits in 7 of his last 8. It's been absolute dynamite.
Quickly ahead of the count now, 2-0. Shart batting .381 on the year with a .452 on base percentage, a .1103 OPS. Looks at that ball low for ball 3, now 3-0.
Good patience. I mean, he didn't reach base safely in his last game, and this is a guy that we've seen have torrid stretches so far this season.
3-0 from Morris. That one way low, so 4-pitch walk to start things.
And if you're Cam Conley, you've just seen Brendan Morris throw 4 straight balls to Jacob Shart. And if I'm Cam Conley, I'm not swinging at anything. But obviously, he's got an attack mentality. And, you know, batting .250 on the year, .333 on base percentage, .350 slugging. I mean, it's just feel like he's going to just rope a double at some point to improve that power that he hasn't really had this season. Only a couple extra base hits. 5.
Yeah, only batting .250 on the season. He's gotten into a little bit of a rut. Went 0 for 4 in the team's 9-5 loss against the Conejo Oaks. Had a couple strikeouts in that one. Has struck out at least once in 9 of his last 10 games. as that one's popped up to the second baseman, that's Chavez, but Carson Case calls him off. And the first strike thrown by Morris is popped up by Cam Conley.
That brings up Alex Burge, really good hitter so far this season. 333 batting average, 571 on base percentage, a 630 slugging, and it's just sneakily been one of the most consistent hitters game in and game out for this squad. Tied for third on the team in batting average, but it's been his plate discipline, which hasn't necessarily been as great of late as it has been previously. I mean, through the first part of the year, he had like 3 strikeouts, now up to 6 on the season, striking out in about 14% of his plate appearances. At one point, that was under 10%.
Jacob Sharp dancing over there at first as that ball gets past Crab. Sharp moves on to second.
We've seen a lot of missed pitches by Morris on the inner half of the plate to the lefty hitters, and that's good news for the Saints because they've got a ton of lefty hitters, and it looks like Morris is trying to jam them inside, but does not have the command right now. A lot of low pitches, a lot of stuff in the dirt. Nothing's really working for him on the bump right this sec.
Already a mound visit early on in this one. It was interesting to see Cam Conley swing at that first strike that he saw. I figured you want to at least make Morris work for it, but nonetheless, if you get a pitch to hit, might as well take it.
Yeah, I did say Cam Conley, he's got the attack mentality, and that's something we've talked to him about too in terms of, we feel like he's a much better player than maybe his stats indicate, right? The 250 batting average, he's been in the 2-hole the entire season, whether if he's DHing or if he's playing in the field. You just feel like his mentality is just to go out there and swing the bat, and that's why he's in the lineup to do that.
So Alex Burge, the backstop, 571 on base percentage, just video game numbers, a 1200 OPS, 630 slug, 2 doubles, 2 home runs on the year, 7 RBIs, 12 walks to 6 strikeouts. Also been hit by a pitch 3 times. So Morris behind in the count now, 1-0, has only thrown 1 strike, and it wasn't even a, can't maybe call it a strike, it was the Cam Conley pop-up as Jacob Sharp really forcing Morris. That pitch down low, 2-0 now.
And we know Alex Burge isn't going to swing until he sees a pitch that he wants to swing at. That's just his mentality the entire season. So you've seen Brendan Morris throw, 8 pitches now or so, and only 1 strike, and that was on a swinging strike from Cam Conley. So Burge is, he's not going to swing the bat.
Morris looking over at Sharp. That pitch in there for strike 1. So I guess the first official strike, if you will, for Brendan Morris.
And that's a big confidence boost for him because at a certain point, as a pitcher, you're going to be questioning if you've got the stuff on any given night, right? You throw 6 or 7 balls in a row, and you're like, oh, I gotta get 1 strike. So that's a big one just in terms of the confidence. At least he's got 1 on the board.
Morris in 12 1/3 innings coming into tonight. 11 strikeouts, 9 walks. That pitch way upstairs for ball 3. ERA sitting at 4.38. Whip at 1.22. Multiple walks in 3 of his last 4 games. So anytime he goes over 2 innings, issuing multiple walks. Already has 1 walk in this one, in danger of his second. He's one of the most disciplined hitters in the CCL. Belts that one to right field. And that one is just foul. Oh, it looked good off the bat.
Oh, it looked absolutely roped off the bat. You can hear the contact from up here in the press box. A couple fans clapping just with that contact. But, a second later, and that ball is crushed. It could be even gone. It's 345 to right field. It didn't quite have the distance to get over the fence foul, but definitely giving the right fielder Carson Case something to think about.
So Morris checks back in on Sharp. Sharp with a sizable lead as Burge takes a look at strike 3. That ball looked like it was a bit outside.
Yeah, I was ready to pencil and walk on my score sheet because that ball had a ton of arm side run, and it kept running, and I thought it ran outside, but just nibbled at the corner of the strike zone.
Yeah, just got the outer half of the plate. Definitely a 50-50 pitch that went in favor of Brendan Morris. So I'll bring up Joey Donnelly.
during his 5-game reach base streak. He's batting .333 with a .545 on base percentage. Those numbers both considerably higher than his regular season totals.
Yeah, on the year batting .289 with a .839 OPS. First pitch strike. That ball airmails over the third baseman Martinez. So Jacob Sharp will come on home for an early Saints 1-0 lead. So rule it a stolen base and then an error.
And that's Saints baseball right there. Just encapsulates what the Saints are about. They lead the CCL in stolen bases. That's what they do. That's their mentality. Even if it's second to third, you don't see a ton of teams try and move up 90 feet from second to third base. But Sharp is fast, and he scampers on over there. You know, only had one stolen base before tonight coming into this game, but forces an errant throw. That throw gets past the third baseman, and you've just picked up a run, and you just had a guy on second base with 2 outs.
So the Saints already matched their run total from the team's last game in Compton against the Barons. It's the 0-1 count. That one upstairs for ball 1. Joey Donnelly. Maybe see a little bit of 3-4 action at Cal Berkeley with Alex Burge now making his way there.
And he was excited about Burge joining him. We got to talk to him the other day in Compton.
And just saying how he knew about it early in the season and just how Alex Burge was very what's the word?
Communicative.
Yes,
There you
exactly.
go.
English isn't my first language.
What is Canadian?
Yeah.
There you go.
'Cause that one's fouled off. The count now 2-2. So the Saints tack on an early first inning run. Just trying to get out of this 500 rut. We've mentioned they haven't lost more than 2 in a row, but they also haven't won more than 2 in a row since starting 3-0. As that one's popped up to the third baseman, Martinez. Enough room to make a play on it, and he loses it in the sun. So Joey Donnelly will get another chance.
Yeah, and a couple of defensive miscues early on. This is a Sunrays team that's second in the CCL in errors. Saints are third, so we're probably going to see some poor defense tonight.
Already 1 error.
And here, you know, you've got 2 mistakes defensively just in this inning, one that allowed a run to score, another that keeps Donnelly's at-bat alive.
We saw the Barons and the Oaks take advantage of Saints' miscues. Let's see if the Saints can return that with Joey Donnelly, a big bat up at the plate. No home runs on the year, but 5 doubles. That pitch way upstairs for ball 3.
Full counts are something that Donnelly has seen a lot of so far this season, but you know the strikeout numbers are not as pretty as he would like. They're over 25% on the season, 26.3%.
3-2 count, 2 outs here. Is that one slapped foul? Ricochets off the Sunrays dugout.
And this is a good little battle here, keeping the at-bat alive, fouling off some pitches.
Joey Donnelly looking to make the Sunrays and Brendan Morris pay for that error, as that one is hit way foul. Almost
nuked into the bullpen.
Yeah, right into the bullpen.
Right off the tree. I mean, that had so much power. I mean, same thing with Burge, too. 2 absolute mammoth moonshots, just foul play. But if he's able to line that one up, that's more than gone.
3-2 again. Upstairs for ball 4. So now Morris will have to face another batter at least. It will be Adrian Lopez, the shortstop tonight.
Seems like Lopez continuing with this change in walk-up song. Still going with Joyful. But he's got a 4-game reach base streak, and after that 2 for 26 streak that he had, it feels like things are starting to turn around. In his last 4, he's got hits in 3 of those 4 games with a .231 batting average, .412 on base percentage in that span. But in his last 8, the .103 batting average, the .270 on base percentage. These last 4 games have been much better.
Yeah, put together some quality at-bats in that Barons game.
And you feel like this is a game against the San Diego Sunrays team that has really struggled so far this season. 4-14. They did pick up a win in their last game against the Academy Barons, who the Saints fell to in their last game. So, just the craziness of CCL baseball.
We saw the Riptide 14-1 win in the Saints return. Not even 24 hours later with an 11-4 win. As that's Joey Donnelly dancing over there at first. The 0-1 in the dirt, kept by Crab. So ball 1.
And you don't ever want to get too into the standings and too into the nitty-gritty, but you do feel like this is a must-win game, kind of at the halfway point of the season. You've passed it after the game against the Barons, and this is a Saints team that's in 4th place right now in the CCL South, and you're going up against a team that has the least amount of wins in the CCL South. Obviously not a member of the CCL, but a CCL affiliate team, and you feel like this is one that the Saints really need in the win column.
Donnelly wasn't even a foot off of first base. Morris threw over to check on him. That pitch a little too high for ball 2. Lopez currently working with a multi-game hit streak. Went 1 for 3 in the game against the Barons with a walk. Stole a couple bases. Has a stolen base in 3 straight games. As Donnelly will take. Lopez will slap that. Diving play by the third baseman Estrada. Keeps it in play. So it'll be ruled a single. A nice play by Estrada to keep that in the infield.
You just got to put the ball in play if you're Adrian Lopez, because that's the biggest thing with him, right? It's the strikeouts that kill him. But if he's able to put the ball in play, he hits the ball with so much power. It doesn't matter if it's in the air or if it's on the ground. It's going to find holes in the defense. That one roped through the left side of the defense, right past the shortstop in Estrada. Martinez over there at third base didn't have a shot at it either. Kind of right through the dribbled past Estrada's glove as he moved to his right. But now you've got 2 on, 2 outs. Just keep the bats going. Keep the at-bats coming. Move the baton to the next guy. That's what the Saints have done here in this first inning, and they've got a 1-0 lead because of it.
So the Martinez error has allowed Donnelly to walk and Lopez to single. I don't know if you can call it an error, but he just lost it in the sun.
And I don't think there's a better batter for the Saints to have in this spot right here. I mean, Josh Livingston's arguably the hottest guy in the lineup right now. 5 multi-hit games in his last 7, batting .500 with a .586 on-base percentage in that span. The OPS at 1461 that's Shohei Ohtani level.
He smokes that right down the right field line. That'll score at least 1. Lopez will make his way home. And a bobble from Chavez allows Josh Livingston to have a 2-run RBI double.
And that's absolutely nuts because Josh Livingston he's got 8 RBIs on the season, now 10. Didn't have a multi-RBI game this year, and in one swing of the bat, brings in 2 runners for the Saints. Now 3-0 ball game. And, Livingston, he's absolutely cooking at the plate. That batting average coming in today at 365, it's only going to climb higher. And we've been saying this from the start, how he could be that secret cog in the Saints offense. And not even secret, but the bat is there, and it's starting to show a couple weeks in the season.
And we just see how that bobble from Martinez has now allowed back-to-back hits, a walk, and what could have been a 1-0 deficit has now fallen into a 3-0 hole as Peter Worth takes a look at strike 1 on the outer half.
Yeah, and since the beginning of the season, it's really been downhill for Peter Worth. He's only got 2 hits in his last 7 games, batting .133 in that span. But the .227 batting average, .433 on base percentage on the year, on a little 4-game on base streak.
We talked about, Livingston talked about how he loves hitting in the first inning. Well, he gets a hit in the first inning, a nice double that found a gap. That pitch, an eerily similar spot, this time called a ball.
And that mistake by Martinez on the dropped fly, on the drop pop out in foul territory from Donnelly has gifted 2 runs to the Saints. And that's exactly what a Saints struggling offense right now. They're more or less second or third in most of the main categories in the CCL. Just it hasn't been all pretty. They've done it in big chunks, right? The 18 runs against the Barons as Livingston moves up 90 feet. But it's a gift. It's really a gift.
Passed ball allows Livingston to just get 90 feet closer to home. And now Peter Worth in a nice spot here to just get out of a rut. Worth batting .200 on the season. That average was to 400, as high as 400. Obviously, it was a smaller sample size.
I was watching him take some BP earlier today, and he was absolutely belting the ball to left field.
As he slaps that one into right center field. Nice play by Carson Case. So Morris gets out of it, surrendering 3 runs. The Martinez error continues the inning. The Saints punish the Sunrays for that. We'll head to the top of the second inning with Pasillas working with some lead. Top of the second inning here in Pasadena. Zach Light on the at bat, with Damian Pasillas working through a solid first inning. Had a couple of strikeouts, hit by pitch from Gavin Collins. So that one's fouled off. The count 1-1.
We've mentioned the Sunrays' struggles so far this season, 10 or 11, 9, somewhere in that range in most offensive categories in the CCL. And this is a guy who's one of 3 hitters that qualify for batting average on the team that are above 300. And it's really been struggles for this team up and down the lineup in terms of getting hits that get you on base. But Light is one of them that's found ways to be productive. I mean, he went 2 for 3 earlier this year with 2 runs against the Saints, walked 2 and struck out in that game. But it's a big bat at first base.
Pitch a little bit low, evens up the count at 2-2. Take a look at Zach Light, currently 3 for his last 14 with 6 strikeouts. Seeing the batting average just slowly dip down, obviously with a larger sample size. See, looks that one off. The count now full. It's a 3-2 pitch way outside, gets, just nearly got past Burge. So first batter in the top of the second inning reaches via the walk.
Batting 6th from Cal State Fullerton, shortstop, number 25, Frank Estrada.
Bring up the shortstop, Frank Estrada. Coming into tonight, batting 162 on the season with a couple of doubles and a triple. 3 of his 6 hits, extra base hits, 4 RBIs on the season, 13 strikeouts and 37 at-bats.
Goes to Cal State Fullerton. You think Jacob Shart knows the scouting report here?
Well, I believe I saw him and Jacob Shart talking, if I'm not mistaken, just during BP, as that one gets past Burge. So Zach Light will advance 90 feet. Count now 2-0. Cal State Fullerton, 15 games played, a 147 batting average, a 194 on base, from Fontana, California.
Yeah, the numbers haven't been so pretty for him this CCL season or at Cal State Fullerton last year. Only played in 15 games, though.
He didn't have a fairly high sample size. He was all league his freshman and sophomore year in high school, and he holds the record for stolen bases as that one finds a home out in right field. Peter Worth bobbling it for a second. The runners advance to first and third, nobody out.
Really interesting that they didn't send the runner there because Light was charging around third base, was told to hold up. But you really feel like, I mean, with Peter Worth kind of having that issue in right field, didn't necessarily grab it cleanly. You know, I'd send the runner, but, you know, now the Saints kind of get a little lucky here. But they do face probably the most dangerous and dependable hitter in this Sunrays lineup.
Yeah, Max Imhoff finds himself in the 7-hole tonight, batting .344 on the season. Struggled in the team's last game against the Barons, went 0 for 4 as he connects on a first pitch. That one just drops right in front of Jacob Shart. Runners will remain at first and third as Imhoff advances to second. So now Sunrays cut that deficit down to 2. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that's the second double of the season for Imhoff, the Yale catcher now DHing today. And really interesting he's batting this low in the lineup because he's not your traditional 7-hitter. He's easily a 2-3-4 hitter. But he only went over, I mean, he went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against the Saints earlier this year, but he's one of the best batters on this team and absolutely kills that ball to left field. Interesting from Adrian Lopez. Normally you'd expect that throw to come in and he'd cut it off, but it looks like he faked the cutoff and let it bounce towards Livingston because if he grabs the ball at shortstop, he could throw onto second base and potentially have nabbed Imhoff as he came to second because Imhoff was between first and second. Kind of just an interesting defensive look there.
So the first 3 batters have reached. We'll bring up the right fielder Carson Case, batting .227 on the year through 14 games. Didn't play in 2024 as that one is smoked to right field, and that'll tie the game up as Carson Case with a 2-run RBI double, and Pasillas yet to record an out.
What a great piece of hitting. I mean, the power right now off the bat from these Sunrays hitters, and these are the 7, 8, 9 hitter, right? This Carson Case was in the 8-hole. You got Martinez now in the 9-hole. But Pasillas just telegraphing these pitches a little too much, keeping it out over the plate, becoming a little predictable as locating hasn't been as good as it's been in the past, or at least it was in that first inning. And Sunrays, I mean, they're out here to play. They're here. They've got some talented hitters up and down this lineup. Case was tied for first on the team in RBIs with 6 coming tonight. Just added 2 more on that hit, so make that 8 for the season.
First pitch paints the outer half of the plate for strike 1, and it's back-to-back loud contact swings. We saw Imhoff, I guess they'll rule as a single, advance to second, and then Case roped that double. Is Worth playing a little bit off that line. Pitch in there, outside for ball 1. It's Martinez up to bat, batting .125 on the year. Small sample size for him, 1 hit in 8 at-bats, 4 strikeouts, no walks. That hit was a single. And that came in his last game against the Ventura County Pirates.
4 of his 8 at-bats have ended in strikeouts, too.
As he fouls that one off, so the count 1-2. Pasillas had that somewhat clean inning in the top of the first. The 2 strikeouts, a hit by pitch. But in this inning, has really got roughed up. 3 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk. As he checks back on Case at second. Lopez somewhat monitoring him. The 1-2, way outside, count evened up.
And he's just got so much break on that pitch that he just can't locate it right now. It's in the low 80s and just zings away from the plate against the left-handed hitters.
So the Saints put a 3 spot up in the bottom of the first inning. That lead quickly evaporated in the top of the second inning. Nobody out still, as that one swung on and missed for strike 3. And Pasillas just gets that all-important first out.
Yeah, and he really needed that because after giving up those 3 runs, no outs, a ton of hard contact, you just need 1 out because once you get 1 out, then you get the second, and then you can get the third. And that might sound silly, but in terms of a mentality and a confidence mindset, I mean, that's huge for him because now you've got yes, you still have the runner on second, but you have one out in your back pocket.
Bring up the top of the order, and the center fielder, Gabe Darcy, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. The rising senior from San Clemente, California, is a pitch way outside. Burge gets a glove on it, keep it in front of him, so the count 1-0. University of San Diego, not UC San Diego, USD. I learned that there's a difference between the two.
Yeah, there you go. California native learned something new every day.
26 games played there, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, a .321 on base. As that pitch outside, quickly ahead of the count 2-0. Saints looking to get back into the win column. Took a tough loss in Compton against the Barons, the team that the Sunrays beat 3-2. The Saints lost 3-1. That lone run coming in the 8th inning. 2-0 count to Darcy. That one hit to Lopez. Flings that one on to first. It's over the glove of Donnelly. That'll score a run. And the Sunrays take a 4-3 lead as Adrian Lopez with his 16th error of the season.
How many times have we seen that this year? And Lopez was playing third base the other day, and we saw the first time he moved from shortstop to third base, that first throw was way over the first baseman's head. Now he's moving from third base back to shortstop. Once again, throw way over the first baseman's head. And it's a simple routine ground ball. I mean, you need to be able to make that throw across the diamond, especially a guy that's transferring to USC, some Big Ten power conference baseball. That's going to be what's expected of you. So definitely trying to work through those kinks this summer. That's something that we've continued to mention with Lopez's game. It's been the strikeouts and it's been the errors that have kind of plagued him. But he's got that attack mentality and he's got that professional attitude, and he'll figure it out. It's just been rough so far this season. It gifts the Sunrays the lead.
So instead of a runner on third and 2 outs with Pasillas having a chance to just get out of it tied, Sunrays now a 4 spot here in the top of the 2nd inning, take the lead as Gabe Darcy on first, reached via the error. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Cesar Chavez, who grounded out to the second baseman Tyler Gordon in his first at-bat. From Cal State, LA, 283 batting average, 0 home runs, 10 RBIs in 23 games, with a .348 on base percentage as well. As that one connected to Lopez. And a nice snag by Donnelly to get out of the inning, a double play. Not without the Sunrays putting up a 4 spot in the top of the 2nd inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd with the Saints looking to add on more offense. Welcome to the bottom of the second inning here in Pasadena. New pitcher on the mound for the Sunrays. It's number 19, Nicholas Suspensia. Oh my God, I can't speak English. Suspensia.
You're Canadian. You speak Canadian.
I speak Canadian.
What does that say in Canadian?
I apologize. Fifth appearance for him. Last pitched June 28th in Cal Lutheran against the Conejo Oaks. 10.80 ERA on the season, 11 and 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts to 11 walks, 17 hits allowed. Got roughed up in his last appearance, took the loss, where he gave up 6 runs, 5 earned, 6 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout in 4 innings of work. Crew McChesney to lead things off.
McChesney, a 204 batting average, 293 on base percentage this year. It's really been a struggle since that injury he had, that oblique injury. After that, it's just been downhill for him. And especially after that 3-hit, 4 RBI game in his last 5 games, batting average has sunk to just 111 in that span.
Pops that one out of play. So the count 2-1 to McChesney. Suspensi from San Diego, California, University of San Diego is where he attends. Just under 6 feet, 5'11". Is that pitch outside for ball 3. So Brendan Morris just last 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 runs. There's a 5-pitch walk issued to Crew McChesney to start things in the bottom of the second inning.
It's a good start for a player that's struggled to get on base, struggled to rack up the hits. Only a 293 on base percentage so far this season. Picks up his 7th walk of the year. He does have 16 strikeouts, so concerning strikeout to walk rate, but McChesney finds a way aboard, and when he's on base, the Saints are very aggressive on the base pass. I mean, he steals as much as anybody else. Has 4 stolen bases on the season, but we've seen him steal his way from first to third, 1 trip around the bases.
Tyler Gordon up, batting .269. Thought about bunting, held back for ball 1.
Saints adding a lot of speed in the bottom of the lineup. McChesney with 4 stolen bases, Gordon with 5. But both of them are so versatile, and they're not your traditional 8 or 9 hole hitters. They might have been more on the struggling end so far this season.
McChesney dancing over there at first. Gordon thought about bunting again. Martinez was ready for it, so the count evened at 1-1 on the strike. Saw Gordon lay down some beautiful bunts as of late.
And that's the way he got on base against the Barons.
McChesney runs. That pitch low for ball 2. Crabb thought about throwing. No throw.
Not even a contest. I mean, he had no chance. McChesney is dancing at the bag, pretending to be a linebacker, edge rushing out there over at first base, and he's able to time up his run. And, I mean, Suspensi just didn't even realize that McChesney was going to. It's just, he's probably going to steal from second to third, too. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Suspensi off the mound. Restart. McChesney over there at second, so a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Jacob Sharp due up next with the 1-2-3, top of the order. Tyler Gordon pitch low. Crabb keeps that one in front of him, but another 3-1 count surrendered by Suspensi. So far, 7 balls to 2 strikes. We've seen the Sunrays pitchers really struggling in this one. The Saints pitchers have also struggled during this 500 streak or so, what you would call it. The offense clicking, the pitching not. Is that pitch outside, ball 4.
And with now 2 guys who can really move on the base paths, in McChesney at second and Gordon at first, I would not be surprised about a double steal. It just screams Aaron Milan to me. The mentality the entire season long has been, if there's guys on the base paths, if they've got speed, even if they don't have speed, we're running. It's just the way that the Saints have played, and that's the way they scored the first run back in the first inning. Now you get the most dangerous hitter, Jacob Sharp, maybe a little hit-and-run action here. A guy who constantly puts the ball in play. Would not be surprised if we see guys on the move here.
He reached first on a 4-pitch walk as that one gets by Crabb, so runners at second and third now. So forget the double steal. Crabb will just
allow it to happen.
I mean, not all on him, but passed ball. We've seen a few of those already. So a 1-0 count is that's 9 balls to just 2 strikes for Suspenzi. Talked about the high walk rate. 9 walks and 11 2/3 coming into tonight.
Yeah, the whip at 2.4.
Sorry, 11 walks coming into tonight. 9 strikeouts as another walk. So Jacob Sharp ahead of the count 2-0. And if you're these Saints hitters, you're not swinging at anything until.
Nope, and it was the same thing with Morris early on, too. It was could not locate, and I don't know if it's a difference in the bump or maybe just, I don't know, something's in the air, but these Sunrays pitchers cannot locate.
First strike of the at-bat is smoked foul off the Sunrays dugout. So a 2-1 count here for Jacob Sharp. Coming into tonight, leading the team in average at 381, had an 0-for-4 day in the team's loss in Compton. See, the batting average was once at 418, now 381, has just been hovering around that. Jacob Sharp fouls off another pitch. So Suspenzi.
Yeah, and getting good batters to swing at pitches, I mean, that's ways to get strikes. Because Sharp's always going to be attacking. He's going to attack at the edges. He's going to try and keep the ball in play. Only striking out in 12.3% of his plate appearances. It doesn't happen often.
2-2 count to Sharp. That one is roped into right field. That'll score at least 1 to tie things up. The ball gets past Carson Case, so Sharp advances second. Nice throw by Case to get him out, but nonetheless, the Saints take a 5-4 lead on the 2-run RBI single by Jacob Sharp.
And that's why Jacob Sharp is second in the CCL in RBIs, because he comes up with hits like that. He puts the ball in play, and he's being aggressive on the base paths. I don't even think Coach Aaron Milam's unhappy that he's caught out at second base. Just a great throw by the right fielder in Carson Case. But, you know, Sharp, 17 RBIs on the year. That's best in the CCL outside of Presley Kosciuszko, and it's been hits like that. Now he's got hits in 8 of his last 9, and the RBIs continue to flow. It doesn't matter if he's at the top of the lineup, because how deep this Saints lineup is, as Conley looks like he got kerplunked.
Didn't get,
no.
Looked like it went off the glove of Crab, so Conley gets out of the way, thankfully. It will be ball 1. So the Saints jump ahead again, 5-4 now here in the bottom of the second, just 1 out. And that was courtesy of Jacob Sharp trying to get greedy for some extra bases. Carson Case gunned him down. A beautiful throw after losing that one in his cleats, I guess, or just in his glove. Just wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. But still recovered in time as Conley quickly ahead of the count, now 3-0, as Suspensi's now issued 2 walks, 2 runs, 1 hit. And it was a loud contact hit by Jacob Sharp. The 3-0 count. That one just in there for strike 1.
And it's funny because maybe Sharp would wish he kind of hit that a little bit softer so that the right fielder doesn't have an issue with it, and then he doesn't try and advance.
A walk for Cam Conley gets him on base. We'll bring up Alex Burge, who's very familiar with the walks. Struck out looking on a 50-50 pitch in the first inning. We saw it was just outside the strike zone, but close enough still for a strike.
I know Kobe Minchie called him the happiest guy on the team, but he probably wasn't that happy after that call. Probably a little frustrated with that plate appearance after being up in it and allowing Morris to come back and throw a couple strikes, strike him out. But Burge is a guy you feel like is just so resilient at the plate. 2 home runs in the season. They happen in the same game. It's on a 10-game reach base streak. But the strikeouts have ticked up lately. 6 strikeouts in his last 8 games. Now 7 in his last 9. So, you know, still a disciplined hitter. It's just pitchers are starting to figure him out a little bit more.
It's another mound visit for a Sunrays pitcher. 3 walks issued so far in this inning by Suspensi. It's Cam Conley dancing over there at first. Burge held up, and Conley just with a late jump able to steal, and JT Crab still hesitant to throw.
Well, because he's thrown to third base and has already made 1 mistake. I don't know if that was more on Crab or more on Martinez. Probably both could have done a little better there. Definitely the throw was high, but Martinez probably could have jumped to keep it in play, or at least in the infield.
It's Conley dancing over there at second now. That pitch low for ball 1.
What a fun start to this game. I mean, I know it's July 5th, but we saw fireworks yesterday. We're going to see fireworks today, it looks like it.
It's my dad's birthday today, too.
Happy birthday, Evan's dad.
It's the 1-1 count to Burge. Conley thought about going, stopped. Pitch low for ball 2. So the Saints tacked on 2 runs with a Jacob Shart RBI, 2-run RBI single. Cam Conley over there at second. Picked up a stolen base as Estrada trying to hold him back. Burge laces that one into right field. Cam Conley will get the green light to go. The throw, not in time. And Cam Conley puts on the Jets, but what a throw again by Carson Case, right on the money.
Carson Case, call him Cannon, because that guy has got an absolute nuke attached to his arm. Bullets that one into home plate, and I mean, that was a bang-bang play right at home plate, but it's Cam Conley just, working harder, running faster, and that's all you got to do, right? You just got to power your way home, but we knew Alex Burge was, he was due, right? After the strikeout that was, 50-50 pitch. You really felt like one had to go his way, and he absolutely slaps one into right field. But that's the second time we've seen a hard contact go that way. These lefty hitters are early on Suspenzi right now, and they're really seeing him at the plate.
So Alex Burge picks up the RBI single. He runs. Joey Donnelly fouls that one back. So Burge will have to make his way back to first.
Donnelly walked last time up. And probably should have popped out to the third baseman if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, got a little bit fortunate, walked, and Saints were able to tack on a few innings as Burge checked back on first. So the Saints get that insurance run, now lead 6-4 in the bottom of the second inning. Suspensi will check back in again on Burge, who just runs back to first base. Count 0-1 to Donnelly. He fouled off the first pitch he saw. The Saints were trying to pull off a hit and run as Burge will go again. That pitch way outside for ball 1. Throw in time to nab Burge.
Oh, that's so close. I wish we had replayed to analyze that again, but a true another 50-50 play, and I guess there was a 50-50 play earlier with the plate. Saints got that one. Now another 50-50 play at second base, and the Sunrays tab that one. But Burge probably didn't get the best start. Only a stolen one base so far this season. Isn't the fastest guy on the base paths, and JT Crab takes advantage.
That 1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2.
And also because the ball wasn't clean either. I mean, it bounced in the grass for a second. Took a while to get over to second base, but nice play by Estrada.
As that one finds a home in right field, a 2-out single for Joey Donnelly, who has now reached base in both of his plate appearances. Bring up Adrian Lopez, who singled in his first at-bat, single to the shortstop. Third hit surrendered by Suspenzi in this inning.
And if you're Adrian Lopez, too, I really feel like he strings together at-bats together, right? In terms of what I did in the last at-bat is going to dictate what I do in this at-bat.
Ground out to the shortstop, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second inning. The Saints add 3 to the board, lead this one 6-4, heading to the top of the third. Top of the third inning here in Pasadena. Damian Pasillas working in his third inning as the first pitch swung on, and that one just drops right in front of Jacob Shart. So Gavin Collins has also reached base twice.
Yeah, hit by pitch in his first plate appearance, and now singles to left field. And I feel like both these teams, yeah, they had the day off yesterday, but they were eager for some offense because we have just seen plethora of hits so far. Already 10 runs on the scoreboard, and I mean, we don't even have an out in the third inning yet.
JT Crabb struck out swinging in his first at-bat, his 6th strikeout in 11 plate appearances. Committed to St. Louis University on June 7th, was at Orange Coast prior to that.
He's got the Orange Coast bucket on. And you'll see that with guys. I mean, they've got the opportunity to wear their team's helmets, but you also see them, rock their colleges, their former colleges, or whatever helmet they like.
It's that one. Heavy swing and a miss for strike 2. Pasillas so far through 2 innings of work has surrendered 4 hits, 3 runs, a hit by pitch, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Quickly ahead of the count 0-2 with Gavin Collins taking off before the pitch was even thrown. Alex Burge already had his helmet off. He caught that with no helmet.
Well, I mean, if you're a pitcher, you've got to have an understanding of where the runner on base is. And I mean, it was just too free. It just essentially was too easy. I mean, Pasillas hadn't even gotten to his windup yet, and Collins was on his horse.
So now a runner at second. Nobody out eliminates a potential double play opportunity as the 1-2 outside, the count evened.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Crabb only playing in his 5th game so far this season. Only, first game of the season was against the Riptide on June 26th. Only had a hit in 1 game so far. 6 strikeouts this season.
That one smoked past a diving Livingston. That'll come around to score a run as JT Crabb will pick up an RBI double.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the announcer's jinx right there. Has only hit 1 hit, absolutely smacks one down the left field line right past the third baseman in Livingston. It kind of trickled past his glove, but not trickled. I mean, it was just zooming down, completely belted right at that third base bag and got into left field. We know how much space is deep in left field, 374 down the wall there. And Jacob Shart had to get off his lawn chair and scamper on over to get that ball back in.
So Sunrays cut the deficit in half, now trail 6-5. Pasillas fires the first pitch. That one fouled off by Zach Light. So Pasillas, after a very solid first inning of work, has really gotten roughed up in the second and third inning. 5 hits, the 5 runs, the hit by pitch, the walk, just 1 strikeout since. That pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, it's just been the inability to locate, and the stuff isn't necessarily. I mean, he's got good stuff. Like his pitches move. I mean, that breaking ball, the run that he gets on that completely disrupts a hitter, but it just hasn't been able to locate. Has been too back in counts and has become predictable.
So that pitch foul down the first base line, the count 1-2.
It's all about the response from the Saints team. And at the beginning of the year, I feel like our thing for them was they were a resilient group. And I still think that's true. It's just been a mediocre play of late. But, punch the Sunrays in the mouth. They're starting to punch back. How do you respond?
CS 1-2 count, checks back on Crabb. Well, just fake throw. Zach Light walked in his first at-bat, was also at Orange Coast in 2024, committed to Old Dominion. So a couple Orange Coast guys batting back to back. As that one is connected to left field, Jacob Sharp didn't get a good read on it at first, and that'll drop down for a base hit. And the Sunrays tie this one as Zach Light with an RBI triple.
And normally we don't fault Jacob Sharp for many things because he's probably been the Saints' best player so far this season. But that inherently was not his best moment in left field. His first step, his first reaction was in towards the field of play rather than out and away. And as soon as you put your foot down and you start heading towards the ball when the ball is actually heading away from you, you're going to be in trouble. And he made a nice recovery to try and attempt to dive and keep that ball in his glove, but just belted with too much power and roped down the left field line. And as soon as he moved in, he had no chance.
Ground out to second base, but the Sunrays will take the lead as Frank Estrada grounded out to Tyler Gordon.
The Saints are 8-1 this season when scoring 6 or more runs. However, they've scored 6 runs and they're trailing by 1 here. Still early in the third inning, but, I mean, wow, we have seen some offense so far.
7-6 lead for the Sunrays here in the top of the third inning. As Max Imhoff takes a pitch way inside, it hit him. So Carson Case now up.
And you got to wonder what the leash is like now for Pasillas because he's really struggled of late in this inning. The inning before, he's now allowed 7 runs, and sure, they haven't all been earned, but Nick Lazar is getting a call to go to the bullpen as some guys start to get loose over there.
So Saints have had leads in the first and the second inning. Those have both been quickly evaporated as 2-run lead coming into the top of the third has now turned into a 1-run deficit. Still only 1 out here. As Carson Case had the 2-run RBI double in his last at-bat. Pasillas checks back on the runner at first. That's Max Imhoff, who got hit by a pitch. So that one's in there for strike 2.
And it's been the hard contact that's really hurt Pasillas, whether it's been, high fly balls that have dropped down the line or, the ball that was rocketed past Livingston at third base, even if it's a ground ball. There's just been too much hard contact that's really roughed him up so far.
0-2 count to Case from Santa Ana College. Throw on to first. Max Imhoff gets in there safely. Pasillas working in his first start of the year. His last 2 appearances, he only went 1 inning. That one's slapped foul, so the count remains the same, 0-2.
Yeah, this is where you need that breaking ball. That's where you need the strikeout pitch, and he just hasn't really had that tonight. Only 3 strikeouts so far, which I guess is good through 2 2/3, but feels like he's been out there for way longer.
Pasillas trying to just get the second out of the inning as that one a little bit too high for ball 1. Case coming into tonight with a .345 on-base percentage, 13 strikeouts to 7 walks in 14 games. This was just his 3rd extra base hit of the season, 3 doubles now. It's the 1-2 from Pasillas way inside for ball 2.
After you're ahead in the count, now you're throwing some balls to even it back up, and it's just been all over the place today for Pasillas. It's really been a tough start. Had the 4.5 ERA coming into tonight, only 2 innings pitched.
Pasillas fires the 2-2. That one fouled, so they'll do it again. The Saints head to St. Louis Obispo tomorrow for a 2-game set against the Blues.
Excited for the road trip?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, so Pasillas picks up his 4th K. Carson Case strikes out for just the 14th time.
And Pasillas has got great stuff. I mean, the stuff moves. Like, it really does. I'd love to look up the TrackMan numbers at some point, maybe during a break here. But the horizontal break on some of those pitches has got to be ridiculous.
Martinez fouls back the first pitch he sees for strike 1. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Now five strikeouts in 9 plate appearances. Mentioned the one hit being a single against the Ventura County Pirates. It came in his lone at-bat. It was an 11-8 loss. CS throws that way inside for ball 1. Martinez from Chaminade University entering his sophomore season. Went to Capistrano Valley Christian School in San Juan Capistrano for high school. Helped the Eagles win their 13th straight league title and a berth in the CIF Section Division II playoffs as he looks off that one for ball 2. Both pitchers struggling mightily in this one. The score 7-6 in only the top of the 3rd inning. No lead is safe in this one. There's a 2-1 count from Pasillas. That one just low for ball 3.
Yeah, and he knows it too. That's a good pitch. It's right on that, right at the edge of the strike zone, just a tad low.
Pasillas has already issued 1 walk in this one, a hit by pitch as well. 4 strikeouts. It's a 3-1. That one slapped foul out of play. Livingston trying to make a play on it. He'll run out of room, so the count runs full, 3-2.
Normally rocking the 15 on his back. Tonight rocking the 45. Shart normally rocks 14. Now wearing 20 tonight. Probably a laundry day change for them. But you'd expect with the 3 times the number, maybe a 3 times speed or a 3 times jump or a
max power.
Yeah, max power for Livingston, but still wasn't able to come up with that play.
3-2. That one paints the inner half of the plate for strike 3. Pasillas picks up his 5th strikeout of the evening, but the Sunrays add 3 more. Lead this one 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning in Pasadena. The Saints now trail 7-6. Beat Josh Livingston at the plate, who had a 2-run double in his last plate appearance. Laced that one down the right field line.
The extra base hits continue to flow for him. The power continues to flow. I mean, has a OPS over 1,000 coming into tonight. It's only going to be higher after that double.
Suspensy still on the mound for the Sunrays. So that pitch way outside. Count 2-1. 2-1 count. That one right in the glove of Martinez. On to first. Quick first out here in the bottom of the third inning. Bring up the right fielder, Peter Worth, who flew out to right center field in his first at-bat. We've talked about the struggles he's had since the early part of the season. Suspensy working on that. First pitch fouled back for strike one.
I feel like we're just one hit away from Worth just getting out of the slump. And I feel like, I mean, all these guys, Ryan Scott too, Eli Watson already took the monkey off his back.
Peter Worth, quite the journeyman. Panola Junior College, Charleston Southern, now looking for another home in the transfer portal, the rising senior. So that one's popped up.
I think that's right about where we are.
Ow!
Yep. Canopy just to our left. You wanted to be that, like that Yankees broadcaster, right?
1-2 count now to Worth, as that did hit the canopy to the left of us.
Okay, good to know these canopies do hold.
Yeah, I guess this was the real test, as Worth holds off for ball two.
It's good to know. For those that don't know, the broadcast setup, basically we're on this elevated press box behind home plate, and we've got some canopies over our heads, so you can't really see if the foul ball comes straight back. There's a area where it's kind of a dead zone.
2-2 count to Worth. That one finds some grass out in left field. Peter Worth putting on the wheels will stop at first.
I mean, over half of his hits have been singles to left field so far this year. It's just it's what he's done. His first 3 hits of the year were all singles to left field before he had a single to right field. That's his 6th hit of the season. And I mean, he's at his best when he's powering the ball towards the left side of the ballpark and getting out ahead of it a tad early and allowing the barrel to do the work, and does it right there.
So runner on first for Crew McChesney, who walked on 5 pitches in his first at-bat. First pitch swinging, just got under it a little bit too much for strike one.
Worth has 1 stolen base on the year. Not really a threat to steal, but, I mean, everyone on this team is a threat to steal with the way that the Saints run the bases.
Saints trailing by 1. Have put up 3 runs in both innings so far. Worth gets checked back on. Nice catch by Zach Light. That one almost got past him. I mentioned the 1 stolen base for Peter Worth. Not taking too big of a lead. Suspensy really monitoring him. Worth maybe 1 step off the bag. And he's actually going. Crew McChesney flies that one out to center field, so Peter Worth will just have to track back.
Yeah, he'll do the little slide back to first. Brings up the 9-hole hitter Tyler Gordon. Walked in his first plate appearance. And still searching for like a real hit after the bunt the other day that he got on base against the Barons. Had a hit against the Oaks on a little 2-game hit streak, but expecting some hard contact. Still no extra base hits in the year, and you know, that's not Gordon's game, but something he did talk to us about when we talked to him was, you know, he wants to put on a little weight this summer, keep his weight up, hit a little more for power in terms of adding a couple doubles to his offense.
Yeah, we talked about how Gordon was trying to get more extra base hits, stolen bases as well. Thought about bunting at first, held back, still strike one, pitch inside. Crab lost control of it, so Peter Worth picks up the steal. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Gordon.
Not a great jump for Worth, but, you know, Crab having troubles behind the plate. Worth's able to get 90 feet on that.
Gordon was at Miami of Ohio entering the transfer portal. Said that he was looking for a spot in California, be closer to home as he swings through that for strike 2.
Now, how does he defend here? Because Suspenzi, this second inning of work for him has been a lot cleaner. Obviously gave the hit to Peter Worth to left field. But, I mean, he's been able to locate a lot better.
Is that pitch low for ball 2?
Very outside as well.
Gordon with a chance to tie things up here for the Saints, working with just 3 RBIs on the season. 2 straight games with an RBI. And a walk, as 5 stolen bases in his last 10. That one gets past Crabb. Worth was already there to steal.
He was thinking about coming home, but stay over there at third. That ball getting past Crabb, and it's been defensive miscues left, right, and center today for the Sunrays team. Second in the CCL in errors so far this season. The Barons, the only team with more. And we were expecting maybe an error fest when these two teams met last time, or I guess the Barons and the Saints. But even the Sunrays and the Saints last time these two teams met didn't really turn out that way.
3-2 count to Gordon. Just able to get enough off the bat. Foul that one. So the Saints looking to tie things up here in the home half of the third. Suspensi working through an inning and 2/3. As that one swung on and missed for strike 3. Suspensi picks up his first K of the evening. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning with the Saints still trailing 7-6. New pitcher on the mound for the Saints in the top of the 4th inning. Traditionally starts games, but will now come in after Damian Pasillas. It's the right-hander Michael Nunez from LMU. Fifth appearance, currently working with a 9 ERA and a 2.27 whip. First pitch just inside for ball one.
Yeah, and it started 3 games. The Saints probably hoping that he's kind of fills that long reliever role today after Pasillas only able to go through 3 innings, and 3 innings that were very much to say bumpy.
That one fouled off. Out of play, so the count now 1-1.
Never heard that ball land. It's kind of scary. Could just still be in the air, coming right at us.
It could be. Taking a weird trajectory.
It was fouled right back.
So Gabe Darcy up for the 3rd time tonight. Struck out looking in his first at-bat and then reached on an error, so 0 for 2. So he fouls that one back. We heard that one off the cage. 1-2. Saints looking for their first clean inning from a pitcher. I guess the only semi one that we had was Pasillas only needing 4 batters to get out of the first inning. Had the 2 strikeouts. Finishes his night with 5 in total. Giving up a handful of runs as the 1-2 from Nunez swung on and missed. And Darcy strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Bring up Cesar Chavez.
This time strikes out swinging, and maybe just that's all the Saints needed. Just a change of arm on the bump, give a little bit of a different look to these Sunrays batters. Cesar Chavez now. He is the guy for the Sunrays offensively. 407 batting average coming tonight, 0 for 2 so far, and pops out over there to Livingston.
It's a ground out, pop out, however you want to rule it, but now 0 for 3 on the night.
It must have been a chopper because that ball got high right off the ground. Didn't really even see it bounce, but must have almost chopped right at the plate and bounced into the air, and Livingston, pretty easy play to fling across the diamond.
So quickly 2 up, 2 down for Nunez, and we'll continue to repeat the 3rd out. Always the struggle out for these Saints pitchers. First pitch in there for a strike to Gavin Collins, patrolling left field tonight. Has reached base in both of his at-bats, 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a single into left field as that one's popped up. Joey Donnelly, the first baseman, will call for it. And how about a quick 3 up, 3 down inning for Michael Nunez. Head to the bottom of the 4th. The score remains the same, 7-6. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Pasadena. 1-2-3 due up for the Saints. Suspense still on the mound. First pitch swinging from Jacob Shart. Will just drop for a single as the ball gets passed over the head. Or apologies, just a nice jumping catch by the second baseman Cesar Chavez. So how about Jacob Shart? 2 for 2 has reached base on all 3 of his at-bats.
Yeah, walked back in that first inning to lead things off and has singled to right field in his last 2 at-bats. I don't know if he actually reached base. I mean, I guess he reached base in his second at-bat, but then was caught stealing or not caught stealing, but caught trying to extend that single into a double.
Still rule it a single. Third at-bat now for Cam Conley, who's popped up and walked. So 0 for 1 for him tonight. Talked about just a little bit of the struggles coming in on a 8-game K streak. And if there's one streak you look to end, it's certainly that one.
It's the hitless streaks and the strikeout streaks that really are problematic.
Shart was dancing over there at first, gets back in diving. Suspensy, his third inning of work, has surrendered 3 walks, 5 hits, 3 runs, just 1 strikeout. That came via Tyler Gordon last inning. It's another check down to first. Jacob Shart gets in there pretty easily. Cam Conley, we talked about how now he's finally getting back into the field. These last 2 weeks he's been commanding second base when he's not DHing. First pitch, second pitch for a strike.
Yeah, but we talked about the 8-game strikeout streak, and striking out 30% of his plate appearances compared to 26% of his plate appearances if you take a look at his season in totality.
So 1-1 to Conley. Slaps that one just foul. He's trying to do the hit and run.
Looked to go the other way with it too, but didn't quite get enough of the baseball. Soft contact, lined it just foul down the first base line.
Conley atop the team leaderboards in RBIs. Easton Elliott has quietly at 14. Cam Conley at 12. As he holds back for ball 2. Potentially could have been ball 3. They wanted to hit and run. You live with it. Count back even.
Can't cry over spilt milk.
We'll be able to talk to Easton Elliott in the bottom of the 6th inning, and I just got to ask, 14 RBIs and 14 games played. Those are good numbers. It's a 2-2. Cam Conley holds back again. The count runs full.
Can't forget about the stolen bases with Easton Elliott either.
Yeah, 10 stolen bases. Has been caught stealing 5 times, but you'll live with the 10 stolen bases. 3-2 count. As Jacob Shart dancing over there at first. He won't go. Conley gets that one in between short and third for a base hit. So 2 singles to start the inning. Joey Donnelly up looking to tie things here for this. I'm sorry, Alex Burge up looking to tie things up for the Saints.
Yeah, Conley rolled over that one. It didn't have as much power as he would have liked. Didn't get it up in the air, but just into that perfect sweet spot in between Martinez and Estrada on the left side of the infield. Got it past that hole between shortstop and third base. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Just got to put the ball in play, and it's something that Alex Burge does very well. When he puts the ball in play, 368 batting average coming into tonight. Batting average at 333 coming tonight, 1 for 2 tonight, so be a little bit higher than that.
Holds back on the first pitch for a strike. Struck out looking on that 50-50 pitch on the outer half of the plate. Had an RBI single into right field as well, so currently working on 8 RBIs this season. Sorry, 9 RBIs if you count the one today. As he swings through that quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Burge. We saw how he wasn't really striking out a ton, but had the 2 strikeout game against the Riptide in the 11-4 win after mashing 2 home runs in his first 2 plate appearances. Had 4 RBIs in that game. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Burge pitch way outside for ball 1. Suspensy still on the mound for the Sunrays, currently working through his 3rd inning, looking for his first out. Has given up 6 hits tonight, 3 walks, 3 runs into K. See, checks back on the runner at second, will fire. Burge swings in a miss through that one for strike 3, so the first out recorded in the inning.
And another strikeout for Burge. Now just 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. Uncharacteristic day for him, but those uncharacteristic days have compiled and have become a little bit more common of late. I guess eventually you have to regress back towards the mean at some point. It seems like that's happening about now.
Joey Donnelly will step up. 1 for 1 with a single to right field. Walked in his first at-bat. Big opportunity here for the Saints to tack on, at least tie things up. Whereas on first and second, just 1 out. First pitch swung. That one will find a hole into center field. Jacob Sharp puts on the wheels. And this game's knotted up at 7. So how about another single for Joey Donnelly? This time he brings home a run.
Yeah, this one hammered right back up the middle. And Jacob Sharp, as soon as he saw that one get past the infield, knew it didn't quite have the depth. I mean, it came in pretty low, too, just hammered right back up the middle. Got up, high-ish in the air, but definitely not going to carry all the way to center field, especially with where the center fielder was playing relatively deep. And Sharp recognizes that, gets the call from Coach Milam down the third base side, and he's just going. And when Sharp's going, I mean, no one's stopping him.
Great send from Coach Aaron Milam. We'll bring up Adrian Lopez, who a single to shortstop and then a force out to shortstop. First pitch fouled towards the Saints dugout. So if you're Frank Estrada, be careful, be mindful. That ball might be coming to you. Lopez, we've talked about the offensive struggles. As of late, the defensive struggles, obviously. Another error tonight.
He's on a 3-game hit streak, though, and you really feel like it's starting to turn around. It's just all those puzzle pieces that create Adrian Lopez aren't quite clicking together.
Swings through that one for strike 2. Here we talk about the 3-game hit streak. 3 singles, and that one brings the on-base percentage still to .379 on the year. 3 extra base hits in total. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 homer. That home run came in Compton against the Academy Barons in their come-from-behind victory as he swings through that for strike 3. Suspense with 2 Ks in the last 3 batters. Runner still at first and second. Now Josh Livingston.
Now, I said this earlier in the game during a similar moment where there were 2 on for Josh Livingston with 2 outs back in the first inning. And what did he do? He hit a 2 RBI double. And that's kind of what Josh Livingston does. Big moments, big plate appearances. He's got the power. He's got that mentality. And we talked to him maybe a week or a week and a half ago, and he just said that, first couple of weeks maybe a bit of a struggle trying to adjust to swinging a wood bat, right? But now he's in that groove and he's in that zone, batting above .370 on the season, .468 on base percentage coming into tonight. I mean, he has got some mega power when he can really unload and make contact. And now on a 10-game on-base streak, his hits in every single game this season, but the 2 against Santa Barbara, another big hit here away from giving the Saints the lead back.
Yeah, coming into the game batting .340 on the year. That pitch was in there for strike 1. Livingston checked, didn't get the benefit of the doubt. Livingston 2 doubles on the year, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 9 walks to 12 strikeouts, 1 stolen base on the year as well. Working with a .941 OPS coming into tonight. Suspense checks back on the runner at second. Livingston fouls that one off, so the count now 1-2. Suspense really got back into the groove of things after surrendering 2 singles. One run came around to score, but the strikeout of Adrian Lopez and now having Livingston behind in the count 1-2. Suspense settles in, likes what he sees, what the pitch will fire. That one just outside for ball 2. He's nearing walking off the mound. Thought he got strike 3.
Yeah, it's a really good take, just off the edge there. And all these pitches have been off the edge for Livingston. He's not pitched inside to the third baseman. Doesn't want something that he can really rope around and pull.
We know Livingston's a pull hitter. He pulled in his RBI single, I guess you could call it, or 2 RBI double.
Once again, working that outer half again, and maybe this is a moment for Livingston to potentially try and rocket one through the left side of the infield. There's a pretty good gap between where Estrada is playing and where Martinez is. Estrada very close to the second base bag.
Livingston not really known for getting hits off the edge. If he's going to make contact, it's usually pulled down the right field line. It's how the Sunrays are playing him. 3-2 pitch on its way. That one grounded to the first baseman. Light, he'll step on the bag. The Saints tie things up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the top with the score 7-7. Michael Nunez remains on the mound after a quick 1-2-3 inning. The Saints tacked on another run to tie things up as we're in the top of the 5th. It's JT Crabb, the backstop, who has struck out swinging and had an RBI double into left field. That double was smoked off the bat. Livingston, all he could do is dive and just hope to God that his glove would get a piece of it. But it found a hole right along that left field line.
Yeah, just jet streamed past him at third base.
Nunez coming into tonight with the 9 ERA and the 2.27 whip. See him get pushed back now into the bullpen as that one swung on and missed for strike 2. Looking really solid so far through these first 4 batters.
And it's interesting because the Saints don't have their next couple pitchers, in order in terms of their starters. I mean, it's Velos tomorrow and Spencer Seed the day after.
That pitch popped up to center. Crew McChesney will get under that. So quickly 4 up, 4 down to start the night for Michael Nunez.
But after that, they don't have any pitchers in terms of they don't have like their starting rotation up. So you'd be curious if Nunez comes back to the bullpen role as a full-time or if he, ends up coming back into a starting role.
Zach Light at the dish. Swings through that for strike 1. So Nunez looking a lot better. Zach Light has reached base in both of his at-bats, walked, and then an RBI triple into right field as he muscles that one into right field. So 2 for 2, reaching base in all 3 of his at-bats. The first hit given up by Nunez. He'll bring up Frank Estrada, the shortstop.
That one was just cranked to right field, right past the infield defense. Just a hard-hit single along the dirt, but a lot of power, and you rightly said muscled into right field.
Bring up Frank Estrada, who singled to right field in his first at-bat, and RBI ground out to second. First pitch just upstairs for ball 1. Cal State Fullerton is where he spent his 2024 year. A multi-sport athlete in high school, he played varsity basketball as well. Throw on to first. Not in time as Light gets back in easily.
I mean, all the two-sport athletes in terms of baseball, basketball, football. I mean, it doesn't matter what the second sport is in terms of baseball, but having that other, athletic pursuit, even in high school, is so helpful for these guys in terms of the athleticism. We talk about it with Crew McChesney all the time in center field and the plays that he's able to make defensively, just because he played football in high school, and that's clearly helped him out there. But in terms of burst, in terms of speed, in terms of hand-eye coordination, all these things really help.
1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2. Light advances to second on the passed ball. Double play opportunity negated.
I thought there might have been a foul tip, but clearly not.
Looks like he just went through the glove of Burge. So Frank Estrada working now behind in the count 1-2. 13 strikeouts in 39 plate appearances, 4 walks, has 4 RBIs. 3 of his 7 hits for extra bases on the season as that one slapped foul. Didn't hear it land.
Went right down the stairs.
Went right down the stairs.
Hopefully no one was coming up the bathroom and up the stairs.
Nunez working through an inning and a third with a strikeout and a hit. Runner on second, that's Zach Light, who advanced on a passed ball. Nunez fires. That one grounded to short. That's Lopez. He throws that one on to first, gloved by Donnelly. 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Not the best throw, and he had all the time in the world to zing it over there, but Donnelly does a nice work to stoop low and grab it in that left glove.
For a right fielder, he looks like a very solid first baseman.
And there were definitely growing pains at the beginning. Definitely, especially, the game against Santa Barbara, I think Donnelly was over there at first or early on. He had a couple games where there were not pass balls, but balls in the dirt that he couldn't quite pick. It was clearly some part of I don't know if a learning curve is the right thing to say, but definitely
getting adjusted.
Yeah, definitely getting adjusted. And he really has made that adjustment as Ryan Scott's bat hasn't really heated up, and Donnelly's really been called on more often than not.
Max Imhoff, tonight's designated hitter, up for the 3rd time, has also reached base safely in his 2 plate appearances. Had an RBI double into left field and then a hit by pitch in his last at-bat. That one's fouled back. The count 0-2. Spent the 2024 season at Yale from Ladera Beach, California. 36 games played over there at Yale, a rising senior. 3 home runs, 19 ribbies, .356 on base percentage. Backstop at, was it at 5'10". Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Nunez with another solid inning of work. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. Head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score 7 apiece. new pitcher on for the Sunrays. It's number 22, Caden Christensen. In his 5th appearance, we'll face Peter Worth, who's up for the 3rd time. 1 for 2 with a single to left, a fly out to right center for Christensen. Coming into tonight, a 6.42 ERA, 7 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, a whip at 171. So that pitch down low in the dirt for ball 1.
And he'll see the 7, 8, 9 hitters do up, and he'll be like, good. I get the easy guys. But these 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Saints, yeah, they might have struggled so far, not just tonight, but in the season in general. But Peter Worth, more than capable, singled earlier in this game. McChesney reached base once tonight, and Tyler Gordon reached base also.
Peter Worth will take his base after the hit by pitch. Bring up Crew McChesney.
That's exactly what Crew McChesney needs. He needs guys on base because that aggressive swing, as soon as he makes contact, at some point he will, because it's been too long. You know, the batting average on balls in play is at 286 so far through now 60 plate appearances this season. And at BYU in 53 at-bats, call it 60 plate appearances or so. Let's see how many walks he had. He had 13 walks at BYU, so quick math, that would be 53 plus 13.
As that ball nearly hits McChesney, Peter Worth with a free pass to second. Thinking about going to third, we'll just hold up, test to see if JT Crabb is really going to throw it. And that's maybe the 5th passed ball we've seen this game from Crabb. I mean, obviously the pitching, a lot of balls in the dirt, especially the off speed. It's really hard to track.
I mean, you had the 2nd and 3rd most defensive issued team matching up in this game, right? The Sunrays, 2nd most errors in the CCL. Saints with the 3rd most. You were expecting some defensive miscues, and that's what we've seen tonight. In part, that's why we see 14 runs on the scoreboard. But it's keeping both teams around. I don't think either team has, been as good offensively as the scoreboard might suggest. It's really been the defensive and the pitching issues.
As Crew McChesney finds a hole into left field, Peter Worth putting on the Jets, testing the arm of Collins. That throw, not in time. Peter Worth gets up gingerly. Crew McChesney advances to third. It'll be ruled a double with Crew McChesney advancing to third. As Peter Worth comes around to score, the Saints back in front, 8-7 in the bottom of the 5th inning. You talked about it's only a matter of time. McChesney, beautiful piece of hitting.
Yeah, just ropes it towards the left field gap. But as soon as Peter Worth gets home, the first thing he does, gets up, goes automatically to Tyler Gordon, who's in the on-deck circle, walking up to the plate, and just gives him a little scouting report on what to expect from Christensen. Or I'd assume that's what they talked about. But it looked like Worth just went over to Gordon's ear and just told him a little bit about what was going on at the plate. Now with another run just 90 feet away, no outs. It's pretty big.
So they'll rule it a single with McChesney advancing to third as Gordon does his job, brings in McChesney, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Saints add one more, 9-7.
And once again, maybe not the best at-bat for Tyler Gordon, right? Ground out to second base, but you score the run. You put the ball in play, and that's all you can ask for a 9-hole hitter. And Tyler Gordon, he's better than a 9-hole hitter. We saw him batting leadoff just a couple games ago, but just hasn't been the best start to his season so far. He's now made 4 straight appearances after being in and out of the lineup, and starting to find a little bit of confidence, starting to find a little bit of momentum.
Jacob Sharp takes a look at a first pitch for a ball. Has reached safely in all 3 of his plate appearances. We saw the average kind of teetering with 400, back down to 380. Average most likely will get back up to 400 after a pair of singles, as second pitch he sees in the at-bat is smoked into right center field. That one gets past Case. It gets past Darcy. Jacob Sharp, a triple. That ball also gets past Estrada. So how about a triple into right center field? That'll bring up Cam Conley, who has another chance to bring home a run.
I wonder if Jacob Sharp buys things at Costco, because he just buys in bulk. The hits come in bulk, right? It's a 3-for-3 game. It's a 4-for-4 game. It's a 4-for-5 game. Rarely ever has, that 1-for-4 game. And yeah, he had one against the Conejo Oaks the other day. But you just feel like when he's at the plate and he's hitting well, I mean, that thing is coming in like it's, a factory. He's just raking in the hits.
So 9-7. Potential insurance run just stands 90 feet away with Cam Conley up, who 1 for 2 tonight with a pop up to center, a walk, and then a single that just dropped in time into left field, as Christensen has surrendered 2 hits, a hit by pitch, and a couple of runs, 1 out. As Conley smokes that one into the left field, it'll drop down right in front of Collins. So how about an RBI single for Cam Conley? Extends the lead to 10-7.
And it's funny because Jacob Sharp and Cam Conley obviously jousting for a position at the top of the RBI leaderboards for the same. It's really Sharps at this point in the season, but Conley's kind of in that ballpark, but now picks up an RBI, brings Sharp home, and Conley with singles and back-to-back plate appearances starting to find the mojo, has now got 3 multi-hit games in his last 4 as things really start to pick up for him.
So for Cam Conley, that's RBI number 13 on the season. Sorry, RBI number 14, had 13 coming in. First pitch for Alex Burge, outer half of the plate for strike 1. Burge, we saw the strikeout numbers weren't that high. He had 3 strikeouts on the year at one point, 8 games into the season. Had a 2 strikeout game against the Riptide, already 2 strikeouts in this one. Throwback onto first. Cam Conley got in before the ball even got to the glove of Light. So 3 hits, 3 runs have come across the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out, that was a Tyler Gordon RBI ground out to second as Conley dancing over there. Burge swings through that for strike 2. Cam Conley, not a ton of stolen bases on the year. Only with 2. It's a slow weekend for Easton Elliott.
Yeah.
Who we'll be able to talk to in the bottom of the 6th inning, which will be a fun conversation to have, is Cam Conley dancing over there. Burge grounds that one right through the glove of Light. Cam Conley will advance to third on the error. He'll get in safely on the dive.
And interesting if they call it an error or single, because probably a 50-50 play on that one. No word yet.
Error.
It will be an error. But, yeah, that one was just rocketed right at the first baseman off his glove. But that's going to be a tough play to make either way. Wouldn't want to be the scorekeeper in that situation.
Yeah, tough play. Looks like it was an error just because it got off his glove. So now runners at the corners for the cleanup hitter, Joey Donnelly, who's 2 for 2 tonight. Couple singles, 1 to center, 1 to right. Walked his first plate appearance. Had a great conversation with him in that game in Compton. Roommates with Ray Bermudez as Donnelly fouls off the first pitch he sees.
Yeah, I wonder which one's the neat freak and which one's the slob.
I know, I forgot.
We had to ask.
I forgot to ask. We missed opportunity.
I won't take any guesses because don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Donnelly swings through that for strike 2. Saints have runners at the corners, 1 out, lead 10-7 after putting up 3 runs in this inning. Adrian Lopez on deck. It's Alex Burge over there at first, Cam Conley at third. Alex Burge, also not a guy known for stealing. 0-2 count to Donnelly, just a bit up high for ball 1. Donnelly will be teammates with the gentleman over there at first base.
Yep. That's something that he said he was really excited about. Obviously, Cal, ACC team for baseball next year, is going to be traveling all over the U.S.
1-2. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. Christensen picks up his first K of the inning, bring Adrian Lopez with an opportunity to add more.
And this feels like a big moment for Lopez, right? He's 1 for 3 in this game. He hasn't had a multi-hit game in, wow, a long time. Since June 18th against the Academy Barons in a 5-4 win. That was the game that he hit that home run to left. Since then, it's been really all downhill. Only has hits in 4 games since then, not including tonight, so that's 5th game that he's had a hit since that big-time blast to left field against the Barons in Compton. But 2 outs here, runners on the corners, a 3-run game. This is really a time to add an insurance run.
Fouls that one right off his leg. That's going to sting for a little bit.
He'll feel it tomorrow.
He has the Evo shield there. Hopefully it did whatever it could. Just a little bit of a stinger. We'll get back to the plate. Talk about the struggles. Lopez 1 for 3, hit a single to center field. A nice play by Frank Estrada to keep that ball in the infield, then had the force out to Frank Estrada, then struck out swinging in his last at bat. Burge goes, that ball low. Fake throw from Crabb, so now 2 runners in scoring position. 1 swing might bring home 2.
And I was wondering if Burge was going to go, just because first and third, Crabb really hasn't been that aggressive throwing guys all night. He's allowed a ton of stolen bases, did throw 1 Saints base runner out, but he's not going to throw it a guy over to second base.
Balk from Christensen.
Wow.
That'll bring home Cam Conley. It'll send Alex Burge to third. So now the lead 11-7 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You don't see that a ton, but in the CCL we have seen it a couple times so far this season. I don't even know what Christensen did.
I didn't notice it happened so fast.
Just moved the muscle.
Nonetheless, another runner 90 feet away. 1-1 count. Lopez takes a look at ball 2 in the dirt. Lopez coming into tonight led the team in strikeouts in 8 of his last 9. No extra base hits in that span in the 3 multi-strikeout games. Just kind of a downhill. We saw at one point batting close to 400 on the season with an OPS over 1,000. That pitch way outside for ball 3.
He's got 6 multi-strikeout games this season. Already has 1 strikeout tonight, and it's really been that's been the issue with him, right? It's been the strikeouts, it's been the errors, and it's been the hitless streak. But you know the talent is there, and you got to keep him lined up because his bat, it's just so much power in it.
3-1 offering. That one slapped to the second baseman. That's Chavez. He'll make the throw on to first, and Christensen gets out of the inning, but not unharmed. The Saints put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 5th, head to the top of the 6th, up 11-7 here in Pasadena. Top of the 6th inning here in Pasadena, and Easton Elliott joining us here in the broadcast booth. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
So, you came a little bit later in the season from Oral Roberts, came late in the season here, Pasadena, but 14 RBIs in 14 games played. You've been patrolling that 7 spot in the lineup you're just that energizer bunny that the top of the lineup needs. Can you just describe your role with the team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just fun playing for a guy like Milam. Having a guy that believes in me as a player and allowing me to play my game, just the way that I always have, is one of the main reasons for the success right now. So yeah, I just give credit to Milam for letting me, just kind of play freely, relaxed, and just have fun with it.
I mean, if it's second base, if it's third base, if it's right field, what's the spot? Like, what's the spot that you feel most comfortable in, or does it not even matter?
Man, I'd say honestly second base or center field. But honestly, showing up, not having any clue where I'm going to be playing that day is quite a fun feeling. I like having the utility role. So yeah, just showing up, being ready to play no matter where it's at is a fun role to have, no doubt.
Is there a place that you want to play that you haven't been yet? I mean, I've been calling for you to, pitch an inning at some point.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're up 20-0 one game and I can maybe close it out one time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, because what's it going to take to get the catcher's gear off of Burge or Lazara just so you can get like all the positions, basically fulfill everything? I mean, just the versatility of everyone on this team. How much more comfortable does it make you guys just knowing like no one is like, no, I won't do that, I won't do that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no selfishness on the team. Tyler Gordon just rolled over on a ball to score a run right there last inning. So that just shows what it's going to take to win ball games, and that's what I feel like we have a team full of guys that are that type of player.
And in terms of winning ball games, it feels like obviously really hot start to the year. Even before you got here, Saints went 3-0, but since then it's kind of been up and down. They haven't won more than 2 games at any point. They haven't lost more than 2 games at any point. And kind of in this like mediocre rut. How do you guys break out of that?
Yeah, I just feel like we're always missing that big hit or that big inning. I feel like we'll score really early on, and then we'll just kind of give up towards the end of the game when we feel like we have a close enough lead or a big enough margin to win the ball games. I just feel like we need to just keep pouring it on teams whenever we have a lead like we do right now.
So entering the transfer portal again, you're at Oral Roberts. Just, is there like a school you've been looking at specifically? We've seen guys kind of now committing to more West Coast, like Alex Burge, Wichita State now here. Are you looking to stay in California? Has the weather convinced you enough? Or
I mean, I'm honestly, right now, I'm just keeping my options open. I've been talking to a few different schools, but with the portal just closing a couple days ago, I feel like there's schools that are still trying to figure out who they're looking at and what they need for their roster next season. So there's still a lot going on, but yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping my options open right now, and we'll see what happens from here on out.
And obviously at Oral Roberts last year, a team that made the NCAA tournament. You didn't end up playing in the Norman Regional, but you got to be there. How was that experience, even if it didn't really go Oral Roberts' way?
Yeah, it was a good experience for sure. Obviously, I would have liked to be playing, but it was fun to be there. A lot of good baseball that went on, that's for sure. So, yeah, it was good to be there, no doubt.
Yeah, and obviously Oral Roberts, one of the top schools for baseball talent. Is there anyone that you learned from, took advice from, just on how to continue? Because it's hard mentally when you're not playing a lot and just trying to find your swing and your groove of things. And
right.
Was there anyone that kind of like helped you out and like was your leader along that way?
I'd say yeah. There was a lot of good leaders for sure. But I still showed up every day at Oral Roberts and got my work in. Worked really hard during BP, and just obviously didn't get to play as much as I wanted to, but I still showed up every day and got my work in. So that's all I could have done.
Now, we obviously mentioned about your utility role, kind of playing everywhere. Is there anybody that you model your game after in terms of a major leaguer? Guys like I'm a Marlins fan, so I feel like John Birdie kind of gives a similar vibe of just like can do anything, will do anything.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd say a guy like Ben Zobrist from the Cubs way back in 2016, he played all over the place, or a guy like Whit Merrifield for the Royals, and now with the Blue Jays, I believe.
Phillies,
yeah.
Sorry, focus on this baseball. We don't need you focusing on Major League.
Yeah, no, he's bounced around a little bit, but he plays all over the place. So just a guy like that is fun to watch, because that's kind of how I am as a player. I'm never going to be the Bryce Harper type of guy that puts a ball 500 feet into the trees, but I could be a guy that bounces around position to position, and just a guy like Whit Merrifield. That's kind of who I model my game after.
Yeah, 14 RBIs on the season, 2 doubles. You just find ways to put balls into play. And, we saw that game against the Forsters, a 7-3 loss, needed some momentum boost, and you just laid that double right down that third base line. How just encouraging is it, coming here, you didn't obviously mention you didn't play a lot of Oral Roberts, but now to be second on the team in RBIs, and you got here not even when the season started.
Yes, sir. Well, not getting to play a lot at Oral Roberts has really kind of pushed me and motivated me to come out here and get back to the game I know I love and the game I've always played as like a little kid. So honestly, I'm just really motivated, trying to have a good summer out here and take it into wherever I go next year.
In terms of any goals from day one of the summer to the end of the summer, things that you're really trying to work on, either defensively, offensively, is there anything that you're kind of going day in and day out, just really trying to continue to improve?
Yeah, no doubt. I'd say the main one is not getting to 2 strikes, cutting down the strikeout rate. I think my strikeout rate is. I'd like to walk.
I can tell you what it is.
Yeah, I'd like to walk. I'd like to walk more than I strike out. I think I'm at like 7 walks to 9 strikeouts or something.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
You're 18% strikeout rate to 14% walk.
Yeah,
rate.
so I'd like to get that even, or more walks than strikeouts would be ideal. So that's the main thing I wanted to work on when coming out here, and just obviously keeping my strength up in the weight room.
Good news for you over your last 8 games. Same amount of strikeouts and walks.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, I guess then that begs the question, how much do you really pay attention to stats? And, like, how much does it maybe does it affect you mentally if you just look at it too much and just become over-obsessed almost?
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't look at them, because I definitely do. But, yeah, I definitely look at the stats quite a bit. And I don't know if it would bother me mentally. I think if they're not good, I'm just more motivated to make them better. So, yeah, I definitely do look at the stats. I try not to dig too deep into them, but, yeah, no doubt.
In terms of away from baseball and, enjoying the good parts of the summer out here in Southern California, any fun things that you've done on off days? Have you been to California before?
I've never been to California until this summer. So actually yesterday we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which is that amusement park. It was pretty sweet. I have never been on a roller coaster until yesterday.
Wow.
So.
Are you a roller coaster guy or no?
I am now. Yeah.
Well, I guess only one way to find out.
Oh yeah. No, it was fun. It was a good time for sure. But I don't know if I'd say I'm a fan of California just because of the prices of everything. It's like
you're not in Kansas anymore.
No, gas prices are in the $2 back home, the $2 range, and now they're over $5. So,
yeah, I mean, if you can get some $3.99 gas, like you almost just feel like you're back.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a
win.
solid
Huge
deal.
win.
It's a solid deal.
Yeah.
And who are you rooming with here?
I'm with Braden Sanford. He's a pitcher from Oral Roberts. So.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Any funny stories that we're able to share? Or is he a neat freak? Messy?
I'd say we're really clean. We have probably the cleanest department of anyone on the team. Like, it's spotless. And I'd say I get that from my mom. My mom's, and I know she's listening to me right now. but I'd say we're really clean, which is the main thing we wanted to do in coming into here. We lost Cole Dudding to a knee injury, so he's back home, which he was more clean than both of us combined. So it was even more spotless when he was here. But
so he set the bar pretty.
Yeah, he set the bar high, and me and Sanford have taken over for it. So
is it easier coming to California knowing that you had at least Braden Sanford and Cole Dudding here as well?
Yeah, no doubt. It was easy coming knowing I have people I know here. So. They showed up a little bit later than me, so it was definitely a little nerve-wracking coming by myself, not knowing anyone here. But my brother played out here a few summers ago, so we know Coach Milam through him. So yeah.
And I mean, something that everyone's talked about when we talk to them, but it's just how close of a group you guys are. I mean, even walking around before the game, trying to figure out what the lineup is, or setting up the camera down the third base side. You just guys chatting, talking ball. And just, loving life. And even if you came in here late, what was that adjustment like just with this group of guys?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all here for baseball. I mean, we're all just guys having fun with it. So we all bonded pretty well together, and I think there's a lot more wins in the tank for us, for sure.
Number 3. Gavin
You see
Collins.
Michael Nunez on the mound, kind of struggling a little bit at the plate. Has looked good his first 2 innings, but 11 runs so far in this one. The offense has kind of just been up and down a little bit. What's the message that Aaron Milam has been giving you guys during BP or pregame?
Just getting your pitches and hitting them. I mean, if you get fastballs in the zone, don't miss them. That's really the main message that he's been giving us. That's tough to see.
That one fly out to McChesney. He'll score a run. Runners advance 90 feet as everyone's going. That ball gets past a diving Tyler Gordon, so now 2 runs will come in. All 3 come in.
Wow.
Just a very interesting scenario.
Got ourselves a tie ball game. That's obviously another thing that, I mean, this is a Saints team that's 3rd in the league in errors so far this season. It's kind of cropped up in big moments throughout. Obviously, it's something you guys are aware of, but I mean, how deflating is it when you get an out there, but now you've given up 3 runs?
Yeah, I mean, just giving the game away is something we got to eliminate, just like that right there. Just controlling what we can control and making plays and taking care of the baseball when we have it in our hands.
That one nearly hit the backstop, JT Crab. So the score now 11-11.
I told you we were expecting fireworks, just a day late. That's all it is.
Coach is coming out. The umpire calling. Oh, the ball hit the ump. Oh, I was very thrown off for a second.
That's why the trainers come out to check on him. How often do you see that?
It's the first time I've seen that. But
maybe that's the next place for Easton to get an opportunity at umpire.
That would technically be my 10th position on the field.
Yeah, there you go.
well, I guess
Throwing bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played an inning at first base in my entire life, so.
Okay.
Maybe
So Joey Donnelly or Ryan
yeah,
Scott.
we'll have to get that one queued up at some point.
Yeah. So you were at you played Johnson County Community College, a 102-27 record in your 2 seasons. What the heck?
I know. It was, I mean, just I give credit to the coaches that were there. They just, once again, just let me play my game. It was probably the 2 best years of my life, to be honest with you. The best thing I could have done for my baseball career was go to the junior college level and develop myself as a player. And honestly, the friendships and the relationships that came from that are just lifelong. And yeah, Johnson County, I can't thank them enough, to be honest with you.
And I think what gets overlooked a lot is, like, you don't have to go to the best school in order to make a career
exactly. No
in
doubt.
the MLB. And because, like with other sports like hockey and basketball, if you're not high D1, that career is shot. But for baseball, with so many rounds and so many positions, like, you don't have to go to the top school. So as long as you're able to develop your game, like, doesn't matter if you go to, what is it,
Yeah, you don't have to go to the
top
power
school,
yeah.
but if you're on the bench, what gives? But if you can able to develop, is that something that, like, maybe you're talking with your parents about as well, just about your decision?
Yeah, no doubt. And my dad's always told me.
That fan has been.
He's been here the last 2 games, and he is gotta love it.
He's loving life.
I've never seen a more passionate fan at any sporting event more than this guy.
But like roots for both teams too.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, my dad has always told me it doesn't matter where you go. If you can play, they're gonna find you, and that's just been my motto throughout the whole thing. I'm not always looking for the big time Power 5 SEC school. Like, I'm not that type of guy. I'll go where I'm appreciated and where I'm gonna play right away and have an impact.
And that's the one great thing about baseball is that, to your point, if you're good enough, someone will find you.
No doubt. Yep, I agree.
And especially with able to play literally anywhere. Got to get him at first base. I was saying pitcher, but first base is where it's got to be.
The highlight reel is just going to be so confusing for everyone. Really.
Yeah, the scouts are going to be like, he's a what?
Yeah.
We'll put him in relief at one game.
That'd be so fun to play every position here this summer. I don't think I'll ever catch, but.
Well, you got 4 down, right? You got second, third, center, and right?
I played third, short,
You played
second.
short too?
I haven't played left yet. and I haven't played first, and then pitcher and catcher. So I've played 5 different
You're
positions.
5.
Yeah.
So what's it like then waking up in the morning being like, what position am I going to play?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome because you just never know. Like, I honestly don't want to be a guy that shows up as an everyday guy at one position. I want to show up as an everyday guy at wherever it might be.
Does it almost make it easier knowing that like there's like your mindset's kind of just like I'm playing and it's going to be wherever, but I know I'm going to succeed to the best of my abilities? Because you were over there at third and you looked like a natural third baseman and just gloving it. And people don't realize like that throw from third to first is no easy task.
No doubt, and that is a position I hardly ever work at. So when I was over there, I was kind of just winging it. Like,
Well, keep winging it because you look great.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't hardly take reps there, but I played there my freshman year at Johnson County quite a bit, so I'm familiar with it. It's just not where I go for batting practice unless I'm playing there that day.
Yeah.
So.
And we've asked all the guys that have come on before, but weirdest walk-up song or strangest walk-up song on the team?
Nick Lazaro. It's not even close.
That's been
That's the one.
That's literally
the one.
everyone's.
It's not even that is just one. I don't know if it's a bad walk-up song or just weird, or a mixture of both.
I think it's a combo of both.
But it's an Italian thing,
Yeah.
so you know.
I mean, nothing gets me fired up more than listening to Mia More before hacking it at the plate.
I know.
And then
I'm
gives you
telling
the Italian wave as he rounds the bases. But
Well, because you changed your walk-up song at a point too,
I
right?
did, yeah. 'Cause I had some country going, which is what I usually do, and I was like, I'm just not excited for my at-bat like I should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed it to some key glock, which my parents definitely don't agree with that one. But you know, at the end of the day, it's what gets me excited for my at-bat.
And the
so.
stats have showed too.
hopefully mom and dad look at the stats and see the success. Deep fly out for McChesney. So 2 down.
Were there any other sports you played growing up that's kind of like allowed you to be so versatile in the field, or is it just kind of the way that you were brought up playing baseball? It doesn't matter like what position.
Yeah, I grew up playing football and basketball mainly all the way up and through middle school. But when high school got here, I kind of just took my focus to baseball. I've always been blessed with some athletic ability, so I think that's just God-given. That's where I can give my credit to is God for the ability He's given me.
Yeah, we see a lot of like multi-sport athletes. I mean, obviously, like in the last game against the Barons, the right fielder Juice Robinson's multi-sport at USC, nonetheless. But also just a lot of guys that combine with basketball and baseball. How important do you think it is just being a multi-sport athlete up until high school in terms of even training?
Right. No, it's something I can definitely agree with. One of my best friends back home, Jack, was one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life, and he was a football player, basketball player, and a baseball player in the spring with me. So,
Oh my God.
No, it is very important to be a multi-sport athlete. I just wasn't one myself, and after middle school, I should say. But I always trained as like a football player. Like when I'm in the weight room, I like to move weight like I'm training to play football.
So what's the position? Running back or like?
Yeah, I was growing up, I was a running back, but mainly wide receiver because I'm not a very.
Well, you got the wheels.
I'm not a
the
bulky
wheels.
guy. Yeah, I'm more of the wide receiver build type of guy.
You definitely have the speed for it. 10 stolen bases on the year. Do you train that as well? Just like reading pitchers, and like every pitcher is different with their leg kick and approach to the plate. But like just reading it also is, I feel like training the mind within itself.
No doubt. And Coach Milam, he's really good about getting timing with us at first base. That's one of the main things he hounds on is just timing over there at first. So, and he also gives us the green light whenever we want it. So. That's also
Which for you is
a lot. That's probably my favorite part about him as a coach is he lets me take off whenever I want. So I've also been picked off a couple times, but I mean,
don't look at that stat.
that one doesn't go in the stat book.
No,
but
no,
but
in our heart.
well, I mean, yeah, in our hearts, I should say. But yeah, no, just being able to take off whenever I want is awesome. This is probably the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. I can't lie to you.
So we've asked all the other guys as well, but with catchers, Alex Burge and Nick Lazaro really tattoo the ball. Have you ever been a part of a team where you have 2 catchers that one can play DH because the other one can also just hit 300.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, no offense to catchers, but they're just known to be good at catching.
That's their job.
People have said no.
It's hard to find a catcher who also rakes, and we have two of them who hit the absolute snot out of the ball. So it's definitely a blessing to have two catchers who can also rake. It's pretty cool to see.
And it's 11-11 ball game here. Pinch hitter Isaiah Marquez, but we talked to Peter Worth maybe a week and a half ago. Week and a half, 2 weeks ago? Give or take,
What
something
day
like
is it?
that. It's a Friday.
Sure, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we'll call it 2 weeks ago. But we had a chat with him for maybe like an inning, maybe an inning and a half. And then he ended up having a pinch hit opportunity later in the game. So,
are you going to hit at any point? Because we would like to know so we don't keep you.
I don't believe so. I think Milam's going to try to give me the whole day off because we're going on a long road trip tomorrow to San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
So I believe I am not hitting tonight.
Okay, because we talked to Peter, and then an inning later, he went to go hit, and we were like, "Oh, my bad. Like we didn't mean for you to go swing."
and then after the game, he came up to us, and I was like, "We wouldn't have kept you so long if you were going to hit."
No,
And he
yeah,
said,
I got the rest of the game, so we're all good.
Is there who was it that you went to Knott's with?
I went with Sanford, Braden Sanford.
Just
so
the two?
It was just us two because
Nice.
everybody else was kind of just doing their own thing. So
Do one of you have a car? Like,
yeah, so I actually drove out here from Wichita, Kansas.
God.
Yeah, it was 21 hours. I drove out here and stopped in Albuquerque, New Mexico for my one stop, and then just kept coming. It was
just a straight shot.
straight shot.
Jeez.
Stopped in Albuquerque for one night, and then woke up at 6 a.m. and kept coming.
Oh my God.
Best part of the drive?
Honestly, Albuquerque's not a bad
No,
spot.
it's
Like,
not.
It's not the worst place you could go to, but it's definitely obviously.
Yeah, no, it's just weird because it's a place I've never been, so I just had no idea what to expect.
That's just crazy.
Any fun places you drove through? Just, I mean, you didn't get out of the car, but you had to stop for gas somewhere.
just a bunch of weird places that I've never been to and never thought I would be to in my life.
Did you at least go to the bathroom? Or
Oh
were you
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
I'm just making.
I think I had to fill up for gas like 6 different times.
Okay.
So yeah, and it just kept getting more expensive and more expensive as I kept going more
Right.
towards California. So,
That sounds about, yeah, you started off at maybe like $2.25 a gallon.
and then it got up to $6 in
Oh
California.
my gosh.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
We've got some pretty penny gas
Yeah.
prices over here.
Yeah, no, I just put in $20 each time, so I just don't feel like I'm just blowing so much money every time
No.
because if I fill the whole tank up, it'll be like $100 or more.
Oh God. What car are we working with?
I have a Chevy truck. It's a
decent.
Colorado, so
It's decent mileage.
yeah. I've some days thought about switching to a smaller car so that I
Yeah.
could get even better gas mileage, but it's a nice truck for sure.
Just get a smart car and just patrol around.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I could save a lot of gas money with it for sure.
Oh.
Or a Tesla, I could just charge it.
There you go. I mean, the amount
That's
of
what my
Teslas.
parents just invested
The
in.
amount of Teslas out here is unbelievable.
Oh, it's unreal.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, Teslas are now cheaper than, like, most other cars. Like, you'd be surprised of, like, how inexpensive you could get a Tesla model, like,
Yeah.
what's the
ST.
the Tesla Model S for, I mean, like, 50. And that's even less than, like, some BMWs. And all you have to do is just charge it.
No doubt.
Sure.
Yep.
It's just
And-
finding a charging station.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I feel like most people that get Teslas, they keep a charger in their house.
Yeah, that's a lot of electricity, though.
Which- You get the electricity there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that's all we got. I mean, we appreciate.
Yeah,
The
well, I
time-
appreciate you guys having
Yeah,
me
of
on.
course.
Yeah,
It's
that
good
was a
talking
good
to you for sure.
conversation.
Yeah.
Well, good luck playing first base and catcher
Catcher.
and pitcher and left
Are you
field.
throwing the knuckleball? Are you gonna or like?
I think I'm
what's
just-
what's the go-to?
I'm just going straight fastball. It might be like 81 miles an hour, but I'm going to just let it
speed.
rip. Yeah.
no. We'll work on the
Maybe a
off
little
speed
bit
as
of a cutter, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to throw that anymore. I used to, but
You'll,
not anymore.
you'll ask the guys.
Oh, yeah, I'll get some advice before
Yeah.
I do it.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks,
man.
guys.
Thank you.
For sure. Thank you.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Pasadena. The score knotted up at 11 apiece. Josh Livingston due up for his fourth plate appearance. A couple groundouts and a 2-run RBI double. a scoring barrage. Hopefully you folks took the over.
Yeah. And also over on how long this game would last, because the last one between the Barons and the Saints lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're approaching that, and we're just in the bottom of the 6th.
Jake Spence will be on the mound for the Sunrays. It will be the 4th pitcher used by the team. Caden Christensen just last 1 inning after surrendering 3 runs. That pitch in there for a strike. Jake Spence from Cypress College, Aliso Viejo, California, in for his 6th appearance. Pitched in the last time these two teams played against the Saints here in Pasadena. Went just 2/3 of an inning with 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Currently working with a 1.68 ERA. And opponents batting .238 against him.
You can't tell me Easton Elliott's just not the best guy.
That was a fun conversation to have. We'll see him on the bump eventually.
At some point we're gonna have to. We gotta ask Coach Milam about that. Gotta give him an inning here or there somewhere. But he's got the day off before the road trip, and I mean he's been one of the hottest hitters on this team, and Saints are gonna need his bat this weekend.
2-2 count to Livingston, 1 for 3 tonight. That pitch fouled off, so we'll do it again, 2-2.
You think for Livingston it feels any different having the 45 on his back than the 15? Like even if it's just, I don't know if it's stitched on or if it's pressed, but if it's pressed, he probably doesn't feel a difference.
So 2-2 count to Livingston. Spence with the 1-1-2 whip as well. 9 strikeouts to just 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. As that one hit into left field, that'll get down for a base hit. So how about a 2-for-4 night for Livingston?
Nice job by him. The bugs and the flies are really coming out tonight. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, I think one of them just got my eye.
We've been battling them. That's Evan battling with the bugs right now. As Peter Worth gets an opportunity here with a runner on first base. Livingston. Worth already singled to left earlier in the game, hit by pitch in his last plate appearance.
That fly better watch out. Coming back for round 2.
Fly 1, Evan 0.
For now. All these flies. So, the leadoff single for Josh Livingston. I'm trying to get through this fly.
Do I need to play-by-play of the fly attacking you?
Yeah.
Just coming right for his eye. It was honestly great analysis by the fly, if you think about it. Right, timing the eyelid, blinking, able to sneak in there. I'll stick to baseball.
Worth checks through that swing for strike 1. Peter Worth was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, singled into left field and a fly out to right center. The Saints with an 11 spot. The Sunrays with an 11 spot.
Interesting that the Sunrays go for Jake Spence in the bump because he's already played the Saints this season. Nice piece of hitting by Worth.
Nice piece of hitting by Worth. Finds a hole into right field. That will advance both runners 90 feet. Jake Spence has surrendered 2 hits to the first 2 batters. We'll bring up Crew McChesney. Yeah, you talk about it, but Jake Spence, he had a solid outing. Only went 2/3 of an inning, strikeout and a hit. Faced a total of 3 batters.
But even then, it's an arm that the Saints have seen. It's an arm that they've analyzed at some point, and it's a 1.68 ERA. Very solid numbers on the bump. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed so far this season. Now make that 7 hits after back-to-back bloops, or a bloop from Livingston and a single from Worth down the right side.
Pitch on the outer half of the plate for a strike. So the Saints with some traffic on the base paths. Livingston over there at second. Peter Worth at first. Crew McChesney up. Tyler Gordon in the on-deck circle. McChesney 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a fly out. He advanced to third on that single with a slew of errors. Pitch way inside for ball 1.
Yeah, I was hunting for Crew McChesney there on the inner half of the plate. McChesney singled with that RBI in his last plate appearance, as you mentioned.
So the count evened to McChesney. It's Jake Spence working with some traffic, as we had mentioned. McChesney from BYU, struggling a little bit on the season, a 204 average coming into tonight.
But that single will boost it back up. 1 for 2 so far. And it's really the on-base percentage with McChesney because he will take walks at times. You know, walk rate just above 10% so far this season. It's been under 5%, though, in the last 5 games where he's really struggled and he's seen the batting average really dip.
That one fouled off for strike 2. So the count 2-2 now. Nobody out, 2 on. For McChesney from Highland, Utah, BYU. For his last 3 games coming into tonight was just 1 for 11. So that one fouled off, so they'll do it again, 2-2. It was 1 for 11 with a walk. Hasn't recorded an RBI in his last 4 games. 6 total RBIs on the season. 16 strikeouts to 6 walks. It's a mound visit.
But you really feel like it's just moments away from McChesney kind of breaking out of the slump because the batting average on balls in play is just too low for him. 286 on the season. I mean, he had a 515 batting average on balls in play at BYU last year, led the Cougars in a slew of offensive stats. Sure, limited sample size in terms of batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage is where he led. Only had 53 at-bats.
So that one will find a home in shallow left field. Livingston on his horse. Throw wide. That one by Collins. So a run will come in to score. Livingston testing the arm of Gavin Collins. And for good measure, it's an RBI single for Crew McChesney.
Yeah, normally you put your fielder with a really big arm in right field. So, you know, that's good for Livingston over there in left. But just, I don't know if you really should have sent Livingston there if you're Coach Aaron Milam, but you did, and now you don't regret it because you've got the 1-run lead now, 12-11 Saints on top. But that throw by Collins just airmailed the backstop and JT Crab.
It's a gutsy throw, and sometimes you just got to be risky. 12-11 is the score. Tyler Gordon has runners on first and third. Nobody out. McChesney, quick dive back into first. Jake Spence has now surrendered hits to the first 3 batters he has faced. All of them singles, though, so only 1 run is the damage. Tyler Gordon had an RBI ground out to second base in his last at-bat. Struck out swinging in a walk, so 0 for 2 in the transfer portal. As McChesney goes, that's a strike. The play not in time, and great heads-up base running from Peter Worth to come around and score. So the Saints tack on a run. Frank Estrada was not able to corral the throw, and the high IQ from Peter Worth to come in. So now the Saints lead 13-11.
The decision-making from JT Crab in this ball game has been, to say the least, interesting. Because there's been moments where there's been a runner on third base and he hasn't thrown. But against arguably the fastest guy that the Saints have in Crew McChesney, he decides to throw. The ball gets past Estrada at shortstop over there at second base. His bunt is fouled way back. He throws against the guy you really don't have a chance at getting out, just with how much speed McChesney has. Yes, the stolen bases are relatively low compared to what he's capable of the year. So maybe you look at the stolen base number and you're like, okay, he's kind of a threat to steal, but not really a threat to steal. But I mean, he's wicked fast and wicked quick, and to throw on that one and allow Peter Worth to come home.
McChesney runs, puts on the wheels, but Tyler Gordon fouls that one off. I don't think McChesney realized the ball was hit foul. So for McChesney, continues with the stolen bases, his 5th of the year. Was trying to go for number 6, and that fan to the right of us has just been vocal all night. I can't tell who he's just rooting for both teams to have fun.
He's got a Cal State Fullerton shirt on. but he has been loud. He has been proud. I think he's rooted for both teams.
He's just rooting for a fun game, and
And
he's
got
getting
one.
a fun game.
He is-
24 runs scored.
If you like offense, this is the one for you. I don't know if the mic can pick up on that, but I mean he is. It's
As
one
the
loud
Saints
fan.
dugout is just giving it back to him. I'm so sorry for not paying attention to the game. I'm just paying attention to the most passionate fan in all of sports. Tyler Gordon fouled off that pitch, so the count still remains 0-2. He says, play with a purpose.
Saints have found purpose tonight with those 13 runs.
So the 0-2 count to Gordon. That one slapped foul again. So 3 straight foul balls for Tyler Gordon. And what is it going to take to get that guy on the broadcast? Because I
don't think it'd take a lot.
I don't think it would take a lot.
Gotta get him to hop on here.
I don't think it would take a lot. I think he's also just enjoying himself, sitting down on the last row right behind the sunrays dugout, the road dugout. The count remains 0-2 to Gordon. McChesney over there at third. That one will just be a ground out right into the glove of Cesar Chavez. A low throw, but Zach Light able to hold on. So another ground out to second base for Gordon, but it moves McChesney from second to third with 1 out for Jacob Shart. So as a
Productive
9-hole
at-bat.
hitter, Tyler Gordon's doing his job.
Yeah, he's putting the ball in play, productive at bat. I am noticing he is shallowing the bat a lot in terms of when he comes in to make contact with the ball. I don't know if that's something that he's trying to do, but he's really getting that kind of that bat almost too shallow. I mean, you want to be shallow to an extent, but it feels like he's really attacking the baseball at a weird angle.
So that pitch in there for strike one. Spence records his first out of the inning.
It's yelling about anarchy. This game is anarchy, to be fair.
0-1 count to Shart. That one is connected on into left field. Collins will make a play. Crew McChesney has the speed to come on home. So how about another RBI for Jacob Shart? Bring up Cam Conley with 2 outs. So the Saints tacking on 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Is that lead safe? We have zero idea.
Who knows? But Jacob Shart continuing to add RBIs to his tally now. A 3 RBI night, a 3-for-3 night. I'm telling you, he goes to Costco to buy in bulk. That's what he does. And he was out of groceries today, so he had to go get some hits. That's all it was.
Pitch low for ball 1.
Conley's also had a really good day.
Yeah, a couple singles, an RBI, a pop-up and a walk, has reached base safe in 3 of his 5 at-bats. As that one swung on and missed, Spence gets Conley to chase.
And impressively, after the first 10 or so games, he only had 2 multi-hit games, but now in his last 4, he's got 3 multi-hit games with the 2-hit game today.
1-1 count to Conley. As the fan has cooled off, Conley will send that foul towards the Sunrays dugout.
Heard some fireworks in the distance. At least I hope they're fireworks.
Stole my line.
Yeah, it's your line, but you didn't say it, so I had to.
I know. I'm just so focused on
There's 25 runs on the scoreboard.
that pitch way inside Cam Conley. Almost got hit. Had to get out of the way.
I mean, you'd think this is a football game. 2 touchdowns to a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
I think that's the math.
Yeah, should be the math.
Yeah.
Or 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals and a safety.
Could do that too as Conley swings through that for strike 3. Spence records his first strikeout of the night. We head to the top of the 7th inning. The score, 14-11. New pitcher on the mound for the 7th inning. It's the right-hander Jace Presley, who in his last appearance went 2 innings, no runs, no hits, 2 strikeouts. Looking for a clean inning of work here. We'll start off with a first pitch strike. Leading things off is Carson Case, patrolling right field tonight.
Yeah, he had that 2-run RBI double back in his first at-bat. Struck out swinging the second, walked in the third plate appearance. He's been a big hitter for this team in terms of RBIs, with 6 coming into tonight.
As that one grounded, looks like it will be lugged on by Lopez in time.
Oh my, Adrian
what a play
Lopez.
by Adrian Lopez, barehanded.
Oh my. That's the Adrian Lopez that we know and love here with Saints baseball. I mean, that's the kind of athleticism, and those are the kind of defensive plays that he is capable of making. That is his game. When he's confident and he sees the ball and he attacks the baseball, that's the stuff he's capable of. It's just too many times, the ball gets under his glove or he waits for the ball to come to him. He needs to attack, and that's what happens when he attacks. Really nice play from the shortstop.
Be the 9-hole hitter Martinez up for his 4th plate appearance. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. 3rd pitcher used by the Saints this evening. As that pitch popped up into shallow left field, Livingston tried to make a play on it.
If he had made a play of that, that would have been like the play of the year. Like legitimately the play of the year. At SportsCenter Top 10, they're going to have to check his hand because it almost looked like he landed on it as he went to try and go out and make that catch. So basically, down the third base line, that ball's kind of blooped into no man's land. Livingston's chasing for it, and he's got his glove out, looking over his shoulder above his head, and the ball's kind of falling into his glove, and as it popped out of his glove when he went to ground, it's almost like he landed on that left hand of his.
So we'll bring up Gabe Darcy for the 5th time tonight. A couple strikeouts, advanced to first on an error by Adrian Lopez in his last at-bat, singled into center field. That brought home a run. 14-11 is the score. Runner on first for Presley. First pitch just outside for ball 1. So the Saints will head to St. Louis Obispo bright and early tomorrow morning for a 2-game set. First pitch will be 4 o'clock on Saturday, Sunday 2 p.m. Is that pitch in there for a strike?
Quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround. Saints looking to get back into the win column tonight in a tough CCL South division that has the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters really controlling things. The Saints now 2.5 games back. Is that one? Lopez will take the play at second, fires that one over the glove of Joey Donnelly.
I thought we were going to have an Adrian Lopez inning. I believed.
Lopez gets the first out over at second, steps on the bag, but Gabe Darcy advances to first on the error by Lopez for a second time tonight.
And that's so challenging because he just made such a good play. He attacked that ball, right, and he stepped on the bag at second base to get the force. And I don't know if the speed of Darcy down the line is something that he was concerned about, but he just flung that ball over to first base. And that should be a routine throw. I mean, that's closer in distance than his normal throw on a normal ground out. I mean, you've got to make that play.
What is Coach, I might have missed what Coach Aaron Milam is now talking about with the umpires. He seems a little upset.
I'm actually worried about this game ending before 10 o'clock because the lights go off at 10.
They do. And we might have a Riptide situation where it's not the sprinklers going off. It's going to be the lights. And is it just, Saints lead so they get the win?
I don't know how it works in the CCL. But very much a possibility. And these delays are only going to make that potentially more of a possibility. Evan, I've decided that you're going up to get the camera with the lights off. I feel like that's your job.
I got a thing that I got to get to, actually. I got a thing.
Early tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I got a thing tonight.
I mean, our last game, the Saints and the Barons, last one that we called as the umpires convening. That game went 2 hours and 40 minutes, and we're way past that, and we're just in the 7th. The funny thing of baseball, there were only 4 combined runs in that game. Now there are 25 tonight.
Umpires still chatting. Top of the 7th inning here in Pasadena. The score 14-11. They're ruling the runner out due to runner's interference. I think that's what Coach Aaron Milam was discussing. We were a little confused just because there was no communication sent to us. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning now. 14-11 is your score here in Pasadena. Bottom of the 7th inning in Pasadena. Alex Burge up to the plate. 1 for 4 night for him with 2 strikeouts, an RBI single, and then reached base via error. Jake Spence still on the mound for the Sunrays. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 strikeout in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Burge checks his swing, but Ball advanced, throw on to first in time.
Quick 1 up, 1 down. Clearly the Sunrays got the memo about the lights turning off at 10.
Yeah, we got 57 minutes and 2.5 innings left. It's Joey Donnelly, the first baseman, due up.
You think that at Callis here they're going to bat back-to-back, potentially? I don't think Burge is going to be in the 3-hole, though.
No, I don't know. Maybe like they were 5-6 or like 6-7 in the order. Joey Donnelly takes a look at that first pitch for a ball. One 0 count to Donnelly. That one down low for ball 2.
I hope you guys wanted to see offense today, because that's what you got. That's what the doctor ordered for the Saints squad. Issue is they didn't give the Saints a prescription of some defense.
Pitch outside, so 3 straight balls now to Joey Donnelly, who walked in his first at-bat, single to right, then a single to center, struck out swinging. So currently working on a 2-for-3 day. Came into tonight with 12 walks on the season to 15 strikeouts as he connects on that one into right field. What a grab by the right fielder, Carson Case, who has made a case for one of the best defenders in this game.
A cannon and a web gem. Oh my, Carson Case just absolutely patrolling that right field area like a county officer out there. I mean, he's done such a good job defensively in terms of getting the ball back into the infield, or that time stealing a hit away from Donnelly off the bat. That sounded crushed. I don't know if he got quite all of it, but good contact.
Our fan of the game just hyping up Carson Case acknowledging him. This guy is just, what a character this guy is. And I say what a character in a good way, because I've just never met a more passionate
But like
fan.
passionate about the game, like passionate about both teams. Normally you'll see fans like, right, very passionate about their team. They'll be like, oh, let's go Adrian in the situation here. But I mean, for both teams, I mean, hyping up the right fielder, hyping up the offense.
As that one's hit to Carson Case. Easy play for him. So 3 up, 3 down for the bottom of the 7th inning. Head to the top of the 8th inning. 54 minutes until the lights turn off. Jace Presley will be back on the mound for his second inning of work. Just the one hit allowed. Top of the 8th inning, first pitch strike. Saints lead 14-11 as that ball is belted into left field. It'll be a base hit.
Gavin Collins now. Allowed a couple runs to score after the
Gavin Collins.
missed throw when Josh Livingston came around.
So Cesar Chavez picks up the single into left field. Mention bring up Gavin Collins. So a couple singles for Chavez. First pitch he sees, beautiful breaking ball pitch for strike one.
Collins was expecting the fastball. I mean, he was swinging out of his shoes as soon as Presley released that ball, and Presley goes off speed there, confuses Collins outside. It's a really nice piece of pitching from Presley.
Gavin Collins hit by pitch, a single into left field, swings through that for strike two. Had a sac fly to center in his last at bat and popped up to first. That ended a 1-2-3 inning for Nunez. So Jace Presley has surrendered 2 hits so far through an inning. Ahead of the count, 0-2 to Collins as he flings that one in there. Low for ball one. Nice stop by Alex Burge, keeping that one in front of him. Cesar Chavez unable to advance. Gavin Collins from UPenn. So not a very smart guy if you know universities. Like, I hear it's an Ivy League. Like,
What does even that mean?
I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know. Apparently, no, we kid.
Well, no. You know he's a smart guy because
You know
he's Indiana native, and now he's spending the summer out in
California.
No disrespect to Indiana, just Midwest for California. I'd take California every day of the week.
Had pretty solid numbers at UPenn for a freshman. 1 home run, 23 RBIs, a 366 on base percentage. Works back into the count now, 2-2.
He's not going to beat you with his power, but a solid batting average at 274, slugging at 377. You mentioned that on base percentage at 366. And so far this season, through 5 games coming into tonight, a 353 on base percentage. It's reached safely in 2 of 4 plate appearances, had a sac fly earlier. So, I mean, that on base percentage is only going to continue to go up, and that's why he's batting the 3-hole, right? You normally probably have a guy with a little bit more power in the 3 spot, but Collins is able to just effectively get on base with the bat or via the walk, using his legs to get over to first. I guess maybe using your eyes. So, he's a walk. Are you using your eyes to get on base, or using your legs to get on base? Or maybe it's a combo.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly.
I don't know. As Gavin Collins fouls off another pitch, but to your point, 3 hits and 14 at-bats coming into tonight, 1 double. So OPS at 639, that pitch low, so the count runs full. Nice at-bat from Gavin Collins as the meter starts running for when the lights shut off. The lights shut off
48 minutes and counting.
at 10.
10.
A part of me really just wants this game to go until the lights shut off just to see what, like, plan A was, as that one's fouled off yet again, and no one gave Gavin Collins the memo that the lights are turning off.
It's still a while. You still got some time.
Yeah, we still got time. Jace Presley battling in this at-bat with Gavin Collins, just trying to get some swing and miss, but Collins making him work. Over there at first is Cesar Chavez. So the pitch in there, swing and a miss for strike 3. Collins a little bit upset at himself at that one. It'll be the backstop, JT Crab due up.
And Collins gave Presley a good run for his money in that battle right there between those two guys. But Presley, the first pitch outside on the breaking ball really set up everything else. Then he was able to play with his foot a little bit, attacked back with the fastball late, and just ended up getting the strikeout swinging. But really good stuff from Presley. That first pitch strike, always so crucial. See if he starts off JT Crab, the catcher, with a first pitch strike.
Throws back at the runner. Nice grab over there by Joey Donnelly. JT Crabb walked in his last at-bat, popped up to center, had that nice RBI double down the left field line. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat, and I'm not a translator, so I don't know what our lovely fan is saying, as that one's popped up into center field. Chavez will make his way back to first, so 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning.
And out of everybody that is aware that the power, or not the power, but the lights go off, I think Zach Light might be the guy.
If you want to catch more comedy from Adam Beck, he will be at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, I'll be here all week.
He'll be here all week.
I should be here the rest of the summer. I won't be in San Luis Obispo.
Bring up Zach Light, who a walk, an RBI triple to right, a single to right, and a fly out to center is his stat line tonight. Committed to Old Dominion, so him and JT Crabb will be going their separate ways coming this fall. A rising junior from San Clemente, California, was also at Orange Coast. 1 home run, 18 RBIs in 27 games, had a 4.43 on base. He's getting hits in 1 in every 3 at-bats, a 3.33 average. Pitch outside for ball 1. Jace Presley working through an inning and 2/3 right now, just trying to keep the lead at 3. Presley checks back at the runner at first, will fire. That one grounded to first base past Donnelly, foul ball. 1-2 count, 2 outs. 14-11 is the score. It's the highest scoring game of the season in totality.
Total runs, yeah.
For the Saints. They put up 18 runs against the Barons. That was an 18-1 win, though, as Presley checks back on Chavez, continues to just monitor it through the corner of his eye. That pitch just inside for ball 2.
Tad high, too, just testing the inner part of the plate. Light's, big at 6'2", 210 in terms of height. That strike zone obviously a tiny bit bigger, but just too much up in the zone.
2-2 count. Runner goes. Pitch inside. Burge struggled a bit getting that ball out of his hand in time for Chavez, who gets in there safely in time. And a 3-2 count now working for Zach Light. Be Frank Estrada in the on-deck circle.
It looked like a nonchalant tag from Lopez over there at shortstop.
3-2 count for Light, who coming into tonight had a .393 on-base percentage.
That RBI triple earlier in the game still shows his power as he knocks one there.
3-2 count, RBI single for Zach Light. Cuts the deficit now to 2.
Surprised that ball was allowed to come all the way home and Light didn't tag up. So you get the ball to go home. Light's still over there at first base, luckily for the Saints. Brings up Frank Estrada, who I'm sure our very happy fan will be super happy about, given that he's a Cal State Fullerton guy.
Frank Estrada on the night. Couple of singles, an RBI ground out, and then had another ground out to Adrian Lopez. And Jace Presley looking to keep the lead at 2. Estrada represents the tying run at the plate, as Estrada gets the cheers from our lovely fan to the right of us. First pitch just outside for ball 1.
I feel like this is a big moment in this ball game here. 2-run differential, the tying run at the plate, and the Sunrays down to their final 4 outs in this ball game. Have 2 outs here, but you get another run here, you get one back, you're within 1 into the 9th, or you get Estrada on base, you bring up the game leading run in the on deck circle. I mean, this is a time. The time is now if you're the Sunrays. You don't want to get it into the 9th inning to bite off the rest of that bone.
1-1 count to Estrada as Light over there at first. Not taking a huge lead as that one's fouled back. Chopped towards the Saints dugout. Count 1-2. So Presley 1 and 2/3 innings so far. 3 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, 1 earned run. So that RBI single into center field. Saints looking to get back into the win column in a tough CCL South. Currently 10-8 on the season. 7-8 in their last 15 games. Pitch outside for ball 2. The Conejo Oaks with a 2.5 game lead. As apparently Estrada's nickname is Motorcycle Cop. Love to know the backstory behind that.
Yeah, we got to ask him after. I mean, the Frank chants were reverberating. I mean, I'm sure you could hear them in the Rose Bowl. They're that loud.
Yeah, my parents just called me saying, "What's that screeching noise that's outside?" It's our fan of the game.
Yeah, fan of the season. I mean, talk about the personality. What a guy.
Keep calling him Motorcycle Cop. 2-2 count. That one. Thought it was strike 3. Burge was making his way towards the Saints dugout. The count now full for Motorcycle Cop. Frank Estrada from Cal State Fullerton struggled a little bit at the plate. 147 batting average. Coming in tonight was batting 162. That will climb with a couple of singles. 3-2 count. Belted right past Livingston into left field. That'll score light. Motorcycle Cop will stop at second with an RBI double. And with the pass ball getting to Livingston, he'll advance to third.
Oh, we got ourselves a real fun ball game here. Estrada pounding around the bases. And, you know, that was a great – we saw a similar hit earlier in this game. You know, right at Livingston, just gets past him at third base at the hot corner. It's nothing that he can do. I mean, he's going to ground, trying to make a play there. Just reaction time maybe a tad slower you know, than it needed to be, but there was nothing, you know, like he's trying to make a play on the baseball, gets past him. It's not his fault. It's belted right past him, and that scores a run. And now the tying run is just 90 feet away, and we're in the 8th inning in a 14-13 ball game. 27 runs. That's what was ordered tonight, and someone got it.
Forgot to mention when we were chatting with Easton Elliott, Isaiah Marquez in to replace Max Imhoff, so Marquez working in his second at-bat.
Struck out in his first one.
Yeah, struck out in his first. Motorcycle Cop, 90 feet away. I'm calling him that the rest of the game. It's stuck in my head. Over 90 feet away, that's Frank Estrada. Jace Presley just trying to get out of this inning with the lead. Pitch in there for strike 1.
That's such a pretty strike there, just painting the outer half there of the plate against that right-handed hitter in Marquez. One of 2 Sunrays with a home run this year. Tied for first in the team in RBIs coming into tonight.
Pitch in there for strike 2. We've seen the last 3 batters that Presley has faced with 2 outs have all been in a 2-strike count.
And that's really just been the story of the season, or at least the story of the last 2-3 weeks with these Saints pitchers with 2 outs. It's just been an inability to get that third out of the inning.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Presley picks up his second K of the night. Leaves with the lead. It's 14-13, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. 38 minutes until the lights go out. Bottom of the 8th inning in Pasadena. Josh Livingston up for the 5th time tonight. 2 for 4 with a single to left, a 2-run RBI double, a couple ground outs. 36 minutes until the lights turn off. Looked at a first pitch strike. Jake Spence still on the mound operating. Couple hits allowed, a couple runs, 1 strikeout. As that pitch way inside, almost hit Livingston. Count 1-1.
And offensively, Livingston's been phenomenal tonight. He's put the ball in play every single one of his plate appearances. And that's been the issue with him at times. You know, he can get into a couple strikeouts. The strikeout percentage coming into tonight, just a couple ticks under 20%, which isn't necessarily concerningly high in terms of with the power that Livingston adds. But, you know, he's definitely got some strikeout issues from here to there. In the past 7 games coming tonight, it's only at 17%. So he's succeeding when he's not striking out. He's putting the ball in play. During that same span, batting average and balls in play at .588, and tonight 2 of the 4 balls he's put in play have been for hits.
Skies that one into left field. Gavin Collins under that. He'll make the catch for out number 1. We'll bring up Peter Worth.
Right fielder, number 9.
Worth 2 for 4, or 2 for 3 rather, I apologize, with the hit by pitch. Singles to left and right field, so he's being diverse. You know, we saw a lot of singles to left field. Right field gets some love.
Left field gets some love.
No, right field would get love because he's always been singling it into left field. Now right field feels involved.
Oh, Peter Worth? Yeah, I thought we were still talking about Josh Livingston. I don't know why.
We've been here for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. We are nearing the 3.5-hour mark of this game. Did I mention the lights turn off in 30 minutes?
Don't think you have. 34 minutes to be exact.
We were talking about it off air about how the OC Riptide game against these very Sunrays ended in a tie because the sprinklers went off in the bottom of the 11th inning with a runner on first and 1 out for the Riptide.
In a tie ball game.
In a tied ball game, as that pitch beautifully placed on the inner half for strike 1. Peter Worth was struggling a little bit at the plate, but coming into tonight was hitless in his last 3 games. So you've seen a lot of defensive substitutions, hard to find the groove, but gets a start, gets a couple singles. That pitch low for ball 1. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Saints are just 3 defensive outs away from getting their 11th win of the season, and that would fit into the 500 threshold that they've been sitting at. Currently 7-8 in their last 15. That pitch placed beautifully on the off speed, just a little too low for ball 2. Great look from Peter Worth to hold off. The San Diego Sunrays 4-14, which is the lowest winning percentage in the CCL. Obviously an affiliate team.
Ventura County Pirates also have 4 wins, but they've played a lot less games. Or I guess fewer games. Is it fewer games or less games? I think it's fewer games.
Not trying to do an English lesson, right?
I think it's fewer games.
Yeah.
It's fewer. Because fewer is countable.
Yes, that is right.
And less is that's all I remember from my, 11th grade English class.
So Jake Spence threw the same pitch to Worth. This time he got it on the lower half of the plate, so the count even 2-2. That pitch just outside for ball 3. Peter Worth coming into tonight, 8 walks on the season to just 10 strikeouts. Not a big power hitter. Stopping with a lot of singles, still looking for his first extra base hit on the season. As that one just a bit upstairs, he held back.
And these are good plate appearances. These are good at-bats, good looks for Peter Worth. Guy who's struggled of late. I mean, we mentioned only 2 hits in the last 7. Now has got, only 2 hits in his last 7. But now has 2 hits tonight, and he's starting to break out. The slump. Has now reached base in 3 of his 5 plate appearances. And it's because his dad's back in the stands. He's been gone for a little bit, maybe past week or so. But, I mean, big game for Peter Worth in the 7-hole, showing that he's still got that bat going. Talk about a guy who's had a big impact tonight with 2 RBIs.
McChesney lines that one to the shortstop. Double play, no success as Peter Worth gets back in quickly. But what a piece of hitting that was from Crew McChesney. But Credit to Frank Estrada, the motorcycle man.
And I'm telling you, Crew McChesney is getting unlucky. In the 5 games coming into tonight, not including today's game, batting average on balls in play at 154. That's, for those that don't know, that's super low. That's like unbelievably low. I mean, your batting average on balls in play should be higher than your batting average, and it should be considerably higher than your batting average in terms of if you're being a healthy hitter and striking out at a normal rate or whatever. But basically, if your batting average on balls in play is low, that means you're finding defense, right? You're finding the infield defenders. You're flying out to the outfield. But McChesney has made such good contact. Like that one's rocketed right back up the middle. Just happens to be right at the shortstop. So I'm not worried about McChesney. I don't think you should be either. He's just at some point the luck will turn around because it's at the end of the day it's luck.
1-0 count to Tyler Gordon, who thought about bunting, held back. Pitch was outside. Peter Worth over there at first, checked on yet again. That was a quick tag from Light. Worth just gets back in safely. The timer has now reached 30 minutes until the lights turn off here at Jackie Robinson Field. As Gordon slaps that one to the second baseman. That's Cesar Chavez on to first. The ball gets past Light. Not a great throw from Chavez. Runners will now advance to second and third on the error.
Oh, and that's the worst case scenario for the sunrays because it brings Jacob Sharp up for the 6th plate appearance, and he's done something productive in every single plate appearance tonight. I mean, he had the RBI sac flies, the only time he didn't reach base, but he picked up an RBI. He's got 2 singles, 3 RBIs, a triple, a walk tonight. I mean, this man is an RBI monster, and he's got an opportunity to tack on 2 more here, exactly what the sunrays could not afford. Tyler Gordon, the past 3 plate appearances, he's rolled over to second base. I don't know if that's something with his swing. I don't know if that's something with, the way that the bat is crossing through the zone and attacking the ball. But he's been early. He's been on top of it, and that's what's caused 3 straight groundouts to the second baseman. That time, second baseman just couldn't make the play over there.
Jacob Sharp, first pitch connecting into right field.
Oh, my. What a
catch from Carson Case. Robs Jacob Sharp of an RBI and the Saints of an insurance run. We head to the top of the 9th inning. The score 14-13. Aiden Pollock will face Carson Case, who has had an array of beautiful catches out in right field. First pitch outside for ball one.
And he had the 2 RBI double earlier in this game, came into the game tied for first in the team in RBIs. I mean, he has been really a standout player both defensively and offensively today for this Sunrays team. And the comeback starts with him here in the 9th.
Quickly ahead of the count, 2-0, had a 2-run RBI double in his first at-bat, struck out swinging, a walk, a ground out. So,
and interesting to see Aiden Pollock get an opportunity to pitch here because in all of his 5 pitching appearances so far this season, the games have not been particularly close. He's come in late. Against the Crawdads, it was an 8-3 win. Against the Riptide, an 11-3 win. Against the Sunrays, I mean, this is the second time he's faced the Sunrays, and that one went 1 inning, 1 run allowed, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, facing 5 batters. But it was an 11-4 game, not particularly close. Appeared against the Barons as Case flings 1 foul. That was an 18-1 game. And against the Foresters, appeared 2 innings and a loss and a 7-3 loss. But this is the first game in a huge game, 14-13. It's only a 1-run difference. I mean, this is a game you feel like if you're the Saints, you have to have.
2-2 count. Pollock working back in this one. As you mentioned, the first high leverage situation we've seen from Aiden Pollock. Usually when the Saints have 14 runs on the board, Pollock is in just because it's a blowout. But Pollock now works back in the count with 3 straight strikes. And Carson Case didn't even bother waiting for the home plate umpire to let him know that it was strike 3. Taimana Martinez up for the 5th time.
Absolute filth. I mean, that was disgusting on the outer edge. I mean, that is what Aiden Pollock does. He's got that, sinker fastball combo at 92, 94. He might call it a fastball, but it's a sinker, kind of a little bit of both. It's got that trailing action, a lot of arm side run. It's got the curveball and slider. That one was a slider at 83 to 85.
2-0 count to Martinez, who had that bloop single into left field. Livingston, a little injury scare. He's still in as first strike of the at-bat for Martinez, who had struck out in his first 2 plate appearances but has reached base safely in his last 2. Pitch in there for strike 2. Pollock continuing to work back into the counts. 2-2 offering from Pollock. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Aiden Pollock, who is well aware that the lights turn off in 22 minutes.
You got to get him in to close more games. I mean, sure, there's still an out left, but completely dirty through 2 batters faced. Back-to-back strikeouts, and I mean, the stuff is just so gnarly. It moves so much. He's got multiple strikeouts in all but 1 appearance so far this season. Now up to 12 strikeouts on the year and 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's really got that strikeout stuff. He's got that killer instinct on the bump.
We'll bring up Gabe Darcy for the 6th time tonight. That first pitch just in there for ball 1. Pollock thought he painted the outer half of the plate. Gabe Darcy has struck out twice tonight, advanced on 2 errors, both of those from Adrian Lopez, and had an RBI single into center field. So if I'm doing my stats correctly, that's a 1-for-5 day.
Gabe Darcy. Yeah, 1-for-5 day. I don't know why that took me so long.
Two and 1 count to Darcy. The 1-for-5 kind of just fits in with his batting average, coming into tonight batting .208. That one chopped to the second baseman, Tyler Gordon. Tough play to first, and that'll do it. The Saints with a 14-13 victory. It was a close play at first. That's why I took the pause for a second. A tough play by Tyler Gordon. And the Saints win the slugfest here in Pasadena. Improved to 8-8 in their last 16 games, 11-8 on the season. A much-needed victory with 20 minutes left before the lights turn off.
Yeah, we got to keep this one brief, but it was the offense, right? 14 runs. You still want a little bit better from the pitching. It started with Damian Pasillas allowing 7 runs in the early going, but after that, the Saints settled things down. You brought in Michael Nunez, who was able to control the game for a bit. Jace Presley for a tad too, but Aiden Pollock really impressed in that 9th inning, just closing things out. Nice team win from the Saints up and down the lineup. Everyone contributing offensively, but a huge one to just get back into the standings in the CCL South.
Yeah, so now the Saints head to St. Louis Obispo to face a Blues team that's also hovering, right about 500, 10-9 on the season. That's going to be a huge weekend slate. So now I believe they'll just flip with the OC Riptide, but nonetheless, it's still a battle up in the CCL South. The Conejo Oaks Forsters atop the standings, but the Saints pick up a much-needed win here at home. We'll see you tomorrow night. Or tomorrow evening, rather, in St. Louis Obispo. David Matamoros, our wonderful producer who stayed with us, Adam Beck, Evan Davis. The Saints win the longest game of the season here in Pasadena.